All right, it's Tuesday and we're live again. How's it going, everybody? Stockpiling Pokemon cards ahead of World War III live card shop. There we go. Funny title today. Not a serious title. Let's go ahead and copy this. All right, just a little dramatic, maybe. Jumping over here. Oops. We're going live for Tuesday morning. Oops, that's not what I want. Look at that. Oh, that's not what I want. There it goes. All right, Tuesday morning. Pinging the Discord server, basically here on time. How's it going, everybody? Hope you guys are having a great morning. My morning was pretty straightforward, nothing unusual. Just been relaxing lately, been relaxing a lot. Feels nice. Let's grab this. All right. Got a whole bunch of shipping done yesterday. It was a backlog of shipping. Grabbing this. Hey, mister, you're early today. Hey, how's it going, Mr. Victor? Victor, we go live in the mornings now. No nighttime stream. We got a morning stream. Pretty cool, huh? All right. We'll go ahead and pin this. Pin. Okay, very lovely pin. We'll close this up. All right. We got these two things going on. Let's hit refresh over here. You can tell the time period or the season for card opening when your competitors don't have anything new either. Isn't that interesting? So everyone's just selling the same packs. That's where we're at right now. We're waiting for new sets to drop, hopefully very soon. Ascended Heroes, everybody's excited for that. It's basically Mega Dream in English, but with a few more cards. It'll have the Mega Dream, but it'll also have these 100 start decks in them too, so those pulls from there too. So we're very interested in that. Looking forward to that. In the meantime, we're just having a little bit of fun. Here's the price of silver today. It's $88. Wow, silver not doing so bad. Let's go ahead and close this up. Let's see, what do we have over here? We've got Pokemon playing card. Okay, so let's get rid of these emails. We don't need these. All right. I have a little story to tell. Once upon a time, I bought an expensive Yu-Gi-Oh! Blue Eyes White Dragon to sell on the table because I didn't really know what it was. I bought it. It was what I thought a vintage card. It was from 2002. It was PSA graded. It said 2002 on the label. And so I was just buying any vintage Yu-Gi-Oh! Card, and I bought that one, and I sold it to LaFlame for like 800 or something. I don't remember how much we actually sold it for. But anyways, I sold it to LaFlame, and like a year later, he realizes, because he sent it to a consignment company, that it was not really a 2002 Yu-Gi-Oh card, and that it was actually a reprint, and that PSA had gotten the label wrong. And this was a big problem because the reprint's not as valuable as a true 2002 Blue Eyes White Dragon. So all this time later, he tells me about it, and he says, I'd like, to be refunded on it, and that's what we did. So I just like to talk about that a little bit to tell you, I'm very committed to making sure that we don't mess stuff up. And if something like that does occur, that you get protected as a buyer. Here we are. So I do care about that stuff. I think Russ bought I think Mr. Tyler bought oh no, that's Jake Chickering. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait, who was it that bought this? I'm very confused now. I was going to say, somebody bought a bulk box for me on eBay. By the way, you can get it a little cheaper when you buy it direct. Just letting you know. Maybe I should tell them that. All right, so we'll close this up. I'm going to save him a little bit of money. I make the same amount of money if you buy it from eBay or you buy it here, but it's a little cheaper if you buy it direct. So today we have some consignment. Let's see. Fresh consignment. Let's add that to the title. All right. So it was fake law. No, it was not fake. It was a reprinted. It was an authentic Yu-Gi-Oh card, but it was a reprint. They reprinted it in like 2010 or something like that. And what had happened is PSA had wrongly labeled the card as the more valuable original version of it. And I bought it trusting PSA's label. So that is what happened. And you know, had I been an expert in Yu-Gi-Oh, I guess that never would have happened, but I'm just not a Yu-Gi-Oh expert. Notably, I got scammed on a fake manga card too. It's these cards I'm no good at, you know, the ones like Yu-Gi-Oh and One Piece. It's easier to catch me on those. It's very hard to catch me on Pokemon because I know what I'm looking at instantly. But anyways, yeah, you know, we took care of him, and that's what I wanted to say because we're gonna do that all the time. Now, what are we doing here? We want to get the current stream open. Oh, there it is. All right, lovely. So, oh, I moved these out of the way. Let's get these back on screen. Those are very lovely. They are. I'm opening up the chat right now so I can read your messages, everybody. All right, so we're going to go to live chat, and then we're going to expand it. There it goes. All right, let's see what you guys are saying. World War III when? That was just a funny title. I watched a funny clip today, and I said, I'm stealing that. Stockpiling Pokemon cards ahead of World War III. I think what I saw was a joke where it was like, it's World War III, but all I stockpiled was Pokemon. Actually, I wonder if that would be funnier in that other form. Not ahead of World War III, during World War III. That's a sexy Pikachu. Blue Eye says, so many reprints. Mr. My brother has a PSA 8 base set Charizard, but PSA labeled it Dark Zard. Have you ever had something similar to this? Yeah, we were just talking about a mislabeled Yu-Gi-Oh card, so I guess you could say that, you know, that just happened to me. It was a bad situation. Like your brother's card being called Dark Charizard is not a problem, but yeah, the Yu-Gi-Oh getting incorrectly labeled at 2002 was a problem. Mister, you never applied the $10 payment I made to my slab away, Joshua Ramos. Joshua Ramos, I'll take care of that right now, okay? Sorry about that. Got to keep an eye on me sometimes. All right. Now, I didn't stop to verify if that was true, but I'm just going to trust you on it, okay? And you said the name on it is Joshua Ramos. Ah, there it is, Mimikyu. Oh, that goes, it went from 35 to 25. Maybe I will check this. Hold on, did we actually make a mistake on that? Because the last time we applied $10 to it, it looks like we applied $10. So let's see if that's actually accurate. Gotta log into my PayPals. How much is that Pikachu? So he's the consignment slab. I actually remember this consignment. He was a gentleman who bought them pretty cheap on eBay and then immediately wanted to flip them for like a huge flip. And I was like, I don't know if we could do that. But you know, some time has passed, so maybe he's wanting to try that again. And maybe the item no longer shows up as latest, you know, as a sold item, you know, so there's no history that easily look up on it. I'm not sure. Here it is. Let me jump in here. I recognize this too, this Mew. Same deal. He wanted a big flip on that Mew. All right. And I was like, I don't know. Oh, you did not pay through PayPal, so let's look up how you pay. Oh, right, you told me you paid through Zelle. I'm so goofy, man. All right, so here it is, $10 for my slab away, $10 for my slab away. You are correct. Sorry about that, Joshua. Joshua, you know, maybe it tricked me because it looks so similar to the last order. They're identical orders, so maybe I got tricked or something. I'm not sure. Maybe my head believed we'd already done it. Maybe I looked at, you know, what I'm trying to say is maybe I looked at the actual slab away and I saw that $10 had been applied and I said, oh, I already did it. So you never know. All right, very cool. Hope you guys are having a great week. We had a very slow Monday, but I think that's pretty normal. I think that people are just in between sets right now. We've been pricing up all kinds of slabs. Maybe we can entice you with some of these slabs. First of all, I need to get a name on these. I better check the names, okay? Buy into the Mew. Yeah, the Mew is cool, man. So this is from Mr. What is his name? Did I pin his name? I did not pin his name. Scooby-Doo. Let's reset the shipping software here, and I might be able to find them in the shipping software real fast. I gotta have a name before I can price them up. Consignments. People like consignments. I don't really make much money on consignment, but it gives you guys some options on the table that I don't normally offer. Have you seen the new Lego Pokemon sets? Oh yeah, I saw those. I'm not gonna touch them. I'm gonna stick to the cards. That does remind me, I have some vintage Pokemon video games that have been graded, and I'm tempted to sell those. I think they should be regraded by the most popular grading company, though. Brandel Vargas. Brandel Vargas. Hey, what's up, Mr. CS Man? So I believe that is the name here. Yes, that is the name, Brandel. Okay, perfect. So these are the two interesting ones. Got a couple hidden face cards too. They're all 10, so that's nice. So let's get a price on these. New pack opening or what? Boy. PSA 10, Noble Meowth. This number is 102. Let's just see what happens. So here is a Noble Victories Meowth. Okay. Meow, meow, meow. Meow, 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 meow. What's the population on a card like this, I wonder? Big slab day today. Yeah, tell me about it. Let me zoom into this real fast. The mouth is pop 1 in German. In German? In the Dutch. The Deutsch, I mean. Dutch. Well, that's the Germans. It's pretty rare Meowth. Pop 72. Okay. So I think the Mew is going to be 1.5. And the Pikachu over here. Let's test out the Pikachu next. Pikachu is probably expensive. Pikachu. It's black, white, 115. We'll just type in 115. You know, it's funny. I've sold one of those Pikachus before in the past. I think I sold it a long time ago for 800. All right, so here is a Pikachu for 2K. Let me check sold. Last sold. Well, one did sell on December for 2K. Looks almost like a fake slab, but then the other two sold for 1,100. I don't think it's unreasonable to ask for 2K for that. So that will only be 2K. All right, 2K and 1.5K. That's what it's looking like, guys. All right. All done figuring that out. Those are some good cards. He actually sent us some cool ones. 112 to 2,000. There we go. And we'll grab this. I think these have a chance to sell. Hey, remember me? Of course I remember you, Levi. I could never forget Levi. My man, Levi. I think on the front of the card, I will actually just say the letter C for consignment. And maybe we won't be forced to use this blue ink anymore. I mean, this marker's going to go bad eventually. I have to say Meowth is my favorite. He's cool. I like him. Okay. Very good. So there they are, some fresh cards up on the table here. And then this beautiful Meowth break as well. Wow, the table's really pushed forward. We got a lot of slabs up already from yesterday. We were busy, dude. There were a ton of slabs yesterday. I'll be back, mister. Gonna take a shower. Yeah? Sounds good, man. I don't know what it is. I always feel so much better after I take a drink while I'm live. I've been saying that recently, but I realize now I don't drink as much water throughout the day. And then when we go live, I chug like a whole bottle of it. Just something very satisfying about talking a lot and then drinking a lot. Okay, so happy Tuesday. Tuesday is known as one of the slower days. Actually, I wouldn't say slower. It is the slowest day of the week, so I don't know how busy we'll be because yesterday we were not busy. We had a slow day yesterday. If you guys have a bag up on the table that you want me to work on, sorting or trading or grading, today's probably going to be a great day for that. So they went up, huh? Well, vintage cards do go up. So, I don't think that those are actually unreasonable prices for those cards. Those are some nice vintage cards from the black-white era. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I think he, one time he sent us some cards that he had just bought, and then he wanted to, put on some really high prices on them. And I think for me, that was too much. He's got a couple Hidden Fates cards here. He's got a couple Lucarios, huh? Maybe he changed his mind on Lucario. All right, let's get these priced up as well while we're at it. So how are you fine people on this day? Do you like my title? It's just a little fun. I really don't think we're going into World War III. But I'm just having a little fun. We are. I was listening to a really boring interview. It wasn't like, mainstream news or anything. This is more like economic guys talking to economic guys. But there was an interview I was listening to from an oil executive or an oil guy, and he was talking about how Venezuela is basically uninvestable. He was talking about multiple reasons for this. He's talking about it having a very unstable government, having very poor people who are very uneducated. They don't know how to extract oil because they haven't been educated in it. So they don't have like a good labor force. He was talking about how oil executives have been burned in Venezuela before, where they built up billions of dollars of stuff and then the state just steals it back over. And so the oil executives are saying, hey, this project is not a 2-day project. This will take 10 years. And Trump's not going to be in power in 10 years. And so they don't know whether you can really go in and invest a lot of money into Venezuela to help them extract the oil when they don't know who's going to be in charge of Venezuela in 10 years. And listening to it all, it really started to sound like there's just no chance that the United States actually makes money from Venezuelan oil. Not only that, but there was so much to it. Hold on, so this Garchomp's 120 as a CGC pristine. However, I think the PSA 10's much, much, much cheaper than that. And you're seeing parity between PSA 10s and pristine 10s with CGCs. I think that CGC 10 might be wrongly priced. So it looks like the cheapest Garchomp 10 is going to be $64 in a PSA 10. And let me look at the CGC pristine again. We want to do very reasonable prices here. Technically, we could just stick to the pristine price. So CGC pristine, 120. I feel that that's just way too off the PSA 10 price. Their prices are closer than that. So I'm going to go with a more subtle $100 on this one. Is Brandel Vargas watching this? I asked if the Burning Shadows first print wave is still there. Oh, yeah, it is. I don't know where I said it, but it's here somewhere. Yeah, it's a cool thing, isn't it? First wave print, which means that it could actually get a 10, unlike virtually any other print wave for Burning Shadows. Here, let me go ahead and price this up now. So we're going to go with the more subtle $100. That puts it closer into parity with the PSA price. PSA price being 64. All right. So we got a whole bunch of these Lucarios. These would be really easy to price. We got a total of 4 Lucarios. Hey, what's up, Haruto? He says, I got banned from 6 streams. Uh-oh. There it is. Now, why did they ban you? Were you being mean? Let's see. We're going to look up Lucario here. Anyways, it was such a boring conversation. I don't know why I get so addicted to that kind of stuff. That's what makes me good at what I do. I like listening to those little boring details. And then I feel like not only do I learn about that particular subject, but it applies to other fields in my life. I go, oh yeah, if it works like this over here, these concepts work over there too. So, if you're constantly listening and learning from people, you just get smarter overall, I think. It's good to be informed. Your IQ doesn't go up. You just have a brain full of more stuff. Full of more stuff, I say. You get learned. Tell him if he's ready to get banned from 7. I saw the Zard GX from Burning Shadows, and man, the corners are funky. Yeah, probably pretty hard to get a 10 on that one, you know. There it is. Oh, yeah. I think I own 1 or 2 of those. It might just be 1. I just spammed 209 emotes. Here we go. You spam emotes. Is that fun, Mr. Haruto? I made around 23 people lag. Wow. Haruto, how do you feel about Pokemon cards? You like Pokemon, Mr. Haruto? We like Pokemon cards over here. We're all about Pokemon. You are. Okay, here's Lucario. All right. Tyler, I'm at 24-month membership. Ooh. Look at these guys. These are reaching really good prices. You know, these were cheaper not too long ago, but they're starting to reach higher prices. I like to see that. That's good news. Hidden Fate's doing well. I've never opened Pokemon packs, nor do I play it. That's what we do in this stream, Mr. Haruto. We open up Pokemon cards. You know how much Pokemon cards we open per year, Mr. Haruto? Close to $1 million a year. Sometimes a little less. Here it is. Here we are. Look at that. Can you believe that? That's a lot of money. Holy cards. Yeah, we do a lot with cards, Mr. Haruto. You probably pop into those other streams and spam them with emojis, but you know, a lot of streams are pretty boring. What we do over here is pretty fascinating just because of the amount of money involved. You want to see some expensive cards, Haruto? Let me show you, man. I'm going to show you some expensive cards that people here have seen already a bunch. So, Haruto, I just bought this one online on eBay for $5,000. You can look that up. Go to eBay Sold. You'll see it. And then these guys right here, I bought them in the past, Haruto. These Charizards, I bought them for about $13,000 each. The last sold on eBay is like $56,000 for these. So the 3 of these combined is about $150,000. Wow. My favorite set here, Legendary Collection, huh? Big fan of Legendary Collection, I guess. Yeah, we do some interesting stuff in this stream. We are. Not all streams are this interesting. Some streams are just like guys playing video games, or I don't know. It's just we do some cool stuff. I'd argue. Isn't that card worth $15,000? That Charizard you saw was a PSA 10 Legendary Collection Zard, and he used to be worth $15,000, but his last sold is like $56,000, I think. Actually, we can look him up on eBay. Watch this. So I'll look him up to see what the current buy it now is on him. Maybe he's cheaper than $50,000. Charizard Legendary Collection. We are. What I'm trying to do these days is I'm trying to save up to buy another safe. I'm trying to buy a new, more expensive safe. So here he is. The cheapest. So this is a 9.5 BGS for $36,000. But here's a PSA 10 right here. That's the box topper. Here's the exact copy of my card right here. It's the same copy. And he's asking $79,000 for his. In 2 carts, 66 saves. People are really wondering, gee, should I buy this for some bizarre amount, or should I wait and see if he comes back down in price? Because he might do that. He might come back down in price. There it is. And look, there's PokeRev's signature on this one, which I find very funny because he and I have been in a fight before. Or argument, I guess. Look at that. Pretty cool. Now, I don't think this is worth $80,000. In fact, the market maybe is stalled a bit. Maybe it's worth less than 56. Maybe it's worth more like 40,000. But let's say it was worth 40,000. That's still $120,000 of Charizards just laying up in a pile, huh? It's pretty neat. I need to have a safe right here. That'd be cool. That way I can keep that safe closed without having to stand up and move them. The cards look so good. Now I'm curious, what was the argument about? He tried to use a piece of my content without permission, and then I asked for, when he used it, he didn't give me any credit for it. I asked for a credit called a lower thirds. That's where your name pops onto the screen on the bottom corner and then fades away. and he didn't want to do that, I guess. Yeah, it was pretty sad. Here we go. Anyways, so I told him he couldn't use the content, and I think he didn't like that either. So that's how it is. Don't ask that question. Wow, that's messed up. Okay, great. Thank you, mods. I shall return to my Pokemon grind. The Great Poke Wars. That was a while ago. Here we are. Lucario. We'll put this over here for the moment. I want to take some pictures of these cards to get them off the table because we have too many on the table as it is. So we need to lower the number of cards on the table. So 10, 10, 10, 10. We're getting some cards off the table. Mister, is your thumb okay? Oh, you noticed I was outside doing some yard work. I've been doing a lot of yard work recently. It's fun. You know, I never do any yard work, and I got scratched by some branches I was breaking down. All right, let me take a nice picture of this. We're headed over here. Greninja, Iona. So wait a second. We should do it like this. Slitherwing should be off to the side. And these four are going into box number 1. What slabs you selling, says Mr. Dorian. Dorian, we've got so many slabs, man. We have whoa. Got some pictures on my phone. Take a picture of that. All right. All right. Karis was being kind of sexy this morning. Move these over here. All right. I love yard work. Something about nature and cleaning up is so satisfying. Yeah, we have this old rotting tree, and these big logs have been falling off of it, and I've been hand sawing the logs. It takes like an hour, and then I drag the logs over with the dolly. They're super heavy. They're really big, and then we've been burning them. So we've been having this fire burn for like 3 days now. I'm sure our neighbors hate us at this point because of the smell, but because it smells like burning air for like 3 days now. So, but you know, it's almost done. They're almost done burning. It looks great now. So much has been removed. We got to get this off the table, the tiny plankton. Plankton's got to come down. Well, there was a couple SpongeBob cards. We got to take a picture of them. Let's get a picture of those SpongeBobs. Oh, yeah, that's SpongeBob too, actually. We can take a picture of those together. We got some SpongeBob cards to collect. Now, take a look. This is Topps Chrome on the right, and this is Magic the Gathering on the left. Now, you tell me which one looks better. I actually think it's the Magic. I think Magic the Gathering's looking better than Patrick Fishnet's. But this is a more iconic moment from an actual TV episode. How many cards do you have right now, says Haruto. Haruto, man, I don't even know anymore. My cards used to be a lot cheaper in the past when I bought them. You know, I was not like super rich or anything, but I was investing in Pokemon cards. That's how I thought of it. And they all went up in price. They all like doubled or tripled this year. This year, they like doubled or tripled. And so I got a ton of them. I have a ton of Pokemon cards, and they all just went way up in value. So I don't know how many. I don't have like a count on them, but I also don't have an understanding of their value either. I could be kind of, I guess, like card rich, sort of rich in cards. Like I got some Team Rocket booster boxes, and I think those are worth like 40,000 a piece now, and I got 3 of them, so that's like 120. And those are pretty liquid. Those are easy to sell. Those aren't even hard to sell. Those Charizards, it could be hard to find a buyer for the Charizards. But vintage booster boxes, those aren't hard to sell because you can just open them. So I don't know, dude. I'm doing okay in theory. I think I have to find some way to really, 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 really secure these things now, so that if somebody broke into my home or the house caught on fire or a tornado came by, I would still be okay. So most recently, I've actually been sending my cards off to the PSA vault. That's what I've been doing most recently. I never knew Magic made SpongeBob cards. That's so different. Looks pretty cool. Mega Break go off. Hey, what's up, Mr. Russ? You're a very loving guy, apparently, Mr. Russ. Here. So this is Mega Sublist Nidoking. 1 spot left right here, guys. There's an open spot, okay? So that's the sublist. I'll give you a shot at that big Nidoking card. Mega Pack Break. Yes, sir. There's a Jumbo Pack Break right over here. Right, you bought into it yesterday. Wait, why did I think you were Tyler Russ? You're Tyler Davis. How did I get that messed up in my head? So there it is, the Jumbo Pack Break. Okay. I'm sure you already know this, but if you're going to get a very big safe, make sure your floor can support it. Yeah, I've heard about that. Yeah. So I have a couple. Well, I can't go into too many details about it because it's like a security issue. But yeah, I've thought about that. Here we go. Plankton, Patrick. That's Patrick 9. We'll take that one back. SpongeBob. So this is going to be a great picture here. So look, got some SpongeBob. I love it how when we do vertical stream, some of the table just goes away. All right. Let's see. So these are all SpongeBobs, and I think we're going to put them all into all slabs 2. There it goes. Get these off the table. Now, we need these off the table so I can keep pricing up that consignment order because there needs to be enough room on the table for that. Whoa, what happened to your thumb? It's just a scratch. It's not real bad. It's just a little scratch. It's kind of funny you guys noticed that right away. Huh. You guys noticed things on my hands. All right. Let's hit refresh. We do have an order. Give me a second here. I added extra floor joist for the Fat Boy, 64. Here's Mr. Abhishek. What's up, man? It's Haunted here. Hope you're doing well. One Waifu Shuffle, and actually wanted to request for shipping. Have you heard you are free on the stream? If you could see my bag and slabs, I'll request it for in a day or so. Thanks. All right, so let's get you your Waifu Shuffle. There we go. How are you today, Mr. Haunted? Grabbing this. Sometimes wake up with stuff like that. Happens sleep moving. 2, 3. 1 cold live custom. Wait. He ordered, yeah, 1 cold Waifu Shuffle. Why did I think he had ordered a live custom there for a second in my mind? So I know where your bag is. I've seen it. You're popping in today. That's a very good thing that you did that. Let's go grab your bag because your bag's getting a little bit old. There it is. So you popping in lets me know you haven't disappeared or anything. Ooh. All right. Here's, haha, Mr. Haunted. So there's your bag. So you've got that, and I don't know how many slabs you might have, but I can tell you I've not touched any slabs of yours. Let's see. Anyway, since last time, I thought a long time ago we couldn't find some. I actually can't remember much. Now, to ship this little pile, if it was only this little pile, it would be 20 bucks. But if you were to add even 2 slabs in like this, it becomes 40, okay? 40 USD. There we go. All right. We care, mister. That's why. I sometimes wake up with stuff like that happens, sleep moving. You are showcasing your cards on the stream. Yeah, so this is a live card shop, actually. It's a very popular thing these days. To some's chagrin. Some people aren't a big fan of it. And I'm a fan of it, though, I guess. It's really changed my life. Here's a fun fact. I was like one of the original online card shops. I started 7 years ago. And back then, I had a fever to collect them all. And I still do. I still really enjoy collecting cards. So I'm still going. But nowadays, I'm getting kind of sweaty over, geez, I've got too many cards. So I'm at that point where it's like, I don't know what to do. Do I just keep going? I actually do not know what to do because I'm scared about the value of the cards I'm sitting on, and I'm starting to not want to have them in my house. It's making me nervous. Look at that Eevee. Oh, yeah. They weren't always worth that much. That's the thing, you know? Like when I bought that Celebi that I sold to CS Men, I think I might have bought it for like 1.5. And then we sold it to CS Men for like 7,000. And I think now it's worth like 10,000. So, I mean, that one's not mine anymore. It's his now. And yeah, it's scary, dude. It's too much. Wow, that Mew worth that much as a 1. Yeah, so this should not surprise you. By the way, look, it is a really great copy. Look at this swirl by the head. That's awesome. Right between the tail and the head. So that's very cool. And let me show you something about these Mews. These Mews are one of the most popular Mews in the hobby. A lot of people don't know what the Grail Mews look like. PSA 10, Koro, Mew. Okay, a lot of people don't know about these Shining Mews. They did not come out of a Pokemon card set. They were a promo card that came out of a magazine. It's always the weird stuff like that, you know? But, all right. So it looks like it hits a top price in December of $18,000. Wow. But look, one just sold for $13,500. So, but that's pretty impressive, 13.5. Now, when you look at that price and you think about it, now this makes a bit of sense, right? So it's a PSA 1, but it is a really small fraction of the price of a 10, really. But take a look at this bad boy. If you damage your beautiful hands, I can't ethically justify buying here anymore. What? Would it be the other way around? If I had an injury, you'd want to help me out? Look at that. Two really beautiful Mews. These are some of the best Mews in the hobby right here. Southern Island Mew. This guy's incredible because he's only popped 20, and yet everybody knew about this card back then. This is kind of like the Mew movie card, except it's turning out none of these managed to grade 10. So everybody saw this Mew when we were collecting when we were younger. This was in between the gym sets and the Neo sets, I believe. That's when this came out. It was a little promo. Came with the folder, I think. And, you know, it was just that sort of that bridge between Neo and Jim. Really cool. Put that back. All right. You know, because you got to have something to buy in between, right? I actually never bought the actual Southern Islands binder. What happened was the kids on my street had it, and so I managed to trade for the best card, Mew. Then I put him proudly in my folder right next to the Neo Lugia. So that was that, and my Alakazam, and my Sabrina's Gengar, and yeah, I had some cards I was a really big fan of. Never pulled a Dark Charizard, though. So crazy I pulled one as an adult. What is this music? It sounds almost like Terraria. All right, so back to it. This is a consignment card. The Lucario was 100, and then Eevee SV 41. How for buy, says Giacomo. You're interested in trying to make a purchase live. Yeah, so again, we've been doing this for 7 years. We process huge amounts of orders every day. And there's 2 ways to make a purchase. You can check, oh, did I never attach the website to the chat? I don't know if I did that. Did I do that? I did. Yeah, okay, it's there. So there's 2 ways to purchase. There's a website you can use in the live chat. You can search for a booster pack that you want. If you want one of these slabs off the table, or you just don't know where to find the item you want to buy, there's always this option on the website called a custom payment. You can just click on that, send whatever you want to over, and tell me what you bought. So custom payment can get you anything you need. Now, if you don't like using the website, there's the old style of doing things where you go over to the description of the live stream and all the payment processing options are there. So PayPal, ZELLE, CASHAPP, VENMO, they're all there. You just pick the one you like and you just send money for what you want and tell me what you bought. That's all there is to it. And then I get an email and the email tells me what you bought. That's how you buy stuff live. All right, what are we doing now? So, oh, right, we're checking the Eevee. Eevee, he is about $100. All right, cool. So a lot of these Hidden Fates have reached 100. How much is shipping? Shipping is, well, if you're in the United States, it's very easy. It's a flat fee. It's $9, and it doesn't matter how much you have. In fact, what we do here is very unique. I made this up many years ago, and a lot of people have copied me because it was such a smart idea. The way it works over here, we don't automatically ship your goods. We ship when you purchase a round of shipping. What that really means is you can take months building up a shipment and then ship it all at once for very cheap. We just did that for Mr. CS Man. I think I spent about $90 on his shipping, but he only paid $9 to have it all shipped. So, and what he did is he built up, you know, a nice shipment before sending in. Now, you don't have to do that. You can ship the same day. But some people, most people who learn how the stream work, what they do is they'll do something like this where they'll buy some stuff and then they'll come back and buy some more. And they'll keep filling up like a shipping bag, or, you know, they'll find one slab they want or another slab. So we do it that way. We've been doing it that way for a long time now. It works really well. And, you know, I should write the C up here. on the tip of the sleeve so I can see what a consignment slab is. That's what I should be doing. Now, I don't know if that's any better. I can't tell. Anyways, that's a consignment slab. That means somebody mailed this into me and I'm selling it for them. All right, so what were we doing here? We had these guys here. Now, these are all Brandel Vargas, huh? That's actually really cool. Yeah, we've been doing it for a long time, and it was an idea I had when I was really young, actually. When I was a kid, I came from a very large family of 11 children, and we were very poor. And my father started a home business when I was a kid, and he made me work for him, and I learned a lot about doing this kind of work because of that. And when I was younger, he used eBay. eBay was brand new. The reason his business succeeded was because it was a brand new way to sell. And he was like an experimenter kind of guy, right? Like he wanted to try new things all the time. And he started a successful business because of that. So when I was older, I said, okay, eBay was the new thing back then. I said, what if we used YouTube to sell things? And that was my idea for me, is I'll sell things on YouTube. And it worked really well. Here we are. This was before TikTok Shop, which is now very normal. I started doing YouTube sales. This was before Whatnot. It was before, you know, a million people were doing it. Okay, Brandel. So I write his name on the back so we don't forget whose is whose. That's cool. You integrated that into your business. Yeah, and it's never been like a big business. It's really just me selling some cards. That's all it is. There's three of us. Me, Mr. Mike Side, who will post some videos on this channel, and Miss Alexis, who does our shipping. She was in here yesterday. I miss Mr.'s game streams. Yeah, I used to do video gaming streams. I was another YouTuber called TheCardconomist for Monster Hunter World. And, you know, I was having a lot of success on that channel, but I ended up liking this a lot more. Wait, all of those cards got sold? No, these didn't get sold. These cards are for sale. I'm selling them for him. And I put his name down on the bottom so that I know whose card it is. If I end up putting these into storage, I can quickly identify whose is whose. So did you know that, Mr. CS Men, we do that? We do, they're called consignment sales. They're just a bit of fun. Here we go. So here are some for sale, like this Lightning, this Elsa Anna, this Otto von Alvensleben. And if you flip them around, they got some names on the back. See? John Lucas. Well, some of them do. I started putting the names on the back very recently. All right. Some of them still have the name on the front. That was the old style, like that. Jimmy Therese, Tammy, John Lucas. Ooh, my jaw's still clicking. Uh-oh. Hope my jaw's okay. All right. So you see the 113 is basically a break. Yeah. It's a 1 in 13 chance to pull that card for $40 out of a booster pack. That's what it is. Alteria SV37. Boom. All right. So it's looking like Alteria is going to be about 55. Put that there. Boop. Prices in link pinned in comment so you can see prices on slabs on bottom. Can you show all the cards in that pile in the consignment so I can see? You'd like to see all the consignment cards. Well, we have a very easy way for you to do that, Mr. CS Min. In the Discord server, there is a channel called Consignment Slabs, and we have pictures of them all so that you can conveniently peruse them. Let's see. Right here, it's called Consignment Slabs, and you can see we've been taking pictures for a while. Let's see if there's anything really cool in here. There's a Charizard 10 over here. Oh, it's a Korean Charizard 10, 240. Boop, 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 boop. There's a vintage Jigglypuff, 150. Anyways, I'll let you peruse it. I started looking at it. I mean, just the ones that came in today. Yes, so a couple fresh slabs came in today. You might be interested in some of them. So these are some hidden fake cards. They're pretty straightforward. There's going to be a lot of these graded 10, but we did actually get some ones that are a little more rare. Sorry about that. So this is a black and white Era Meowth, and this is a black and white Era Pikachu. What's important to note is they're both secret rares. So this is 102 out of 101. That makes them a secret rare. And this is 115 out of 114. So these are both considered like hits in their, respective sets. And yeah, the Meowth is a lot more rare than the Pikachu according to the population count. But I think they're both probably priced around where they should be. And these are lovely cards that will go to whoever wants to buy them. Are those Piasu 2's cards? No. All right, so let's see. 1 in 13 for what card? Well, we're talking about this one right here. This is a 1 in 13 break. It's one of the, probably the hottest break on the channel just from the way that it looks. But there's a number of breaks you can get involved in. We always have multiple options so that people can buy what they want. Here's a Boa break. Here's the Mega Nido King. He's a $400 buy-in if you want to buy into this one. But we have a smaller option of $40 buy-in, but your odds are much lower. Okay, so there it is, Nido King. We have this Ditto exclusive Korean card break. If you don't have one of these, here's a chance to get into one of those. This is our current vintage card. It's Squirtle, and he's a star receiver, meaning that these breaks hand out a star spot, which is basically you get migrated over into this card. So this card will go off. There's no way about it. You could take a shot at it if you'd like. This is a giveaway. It's a ZELLE giveaway. And this is a standard giveaway. So we give away a lot of cards. I think in December we gave like 1,500. Was it 1.5? Was it more than that? That was mostly one guy doing that. Mark J. Valerian was giving away tons, man. He was being really generous. He was in the Christmas spirit, I think. Here's a little Flareon. 2 spots left in that. That's a $5 buy-in. Or you can trade cards toward it. That's why it's called the trade break. Okay. There's the bounty, and there's some gold for sale. Okay, cool. What's that card worth? The Mew. You can look it up on eBay if you'd like to. Let's see. I'm going to close this. I'm going to close this. And then we're going to click on this. We have a Lewis Laura order. Hey, Mr. Hope, you're doing well. I'd like 5 one-piece EV3. Also, what's the average turnaround time when submitting with PSA? PSA has always been slow, but they appear to be a little bit slower right now. And I don't know if that's going to change until probably summertime. But, we're heading into the 30th anniversary, so it could just be really busy all the time. If you want a faster turnaround time, I offer grading with tag grading. They're a little bit faster. Tag grading starting to become a 2-month wait. So they are faster, but it's, it's not that crazy of a difference. All right. Hope you're doing well. I'd like 5 one-piece EB3s. They're not quite at 2 months. I'd say it feels like a month and a half. We got, these aren't EB3s. Those are OP13s, which I can't even restock anymore. That's really sad. Apparently, I should have bought a ton of the OP13s, man. 2, 3, 4, and a 5. There we go. I can't keep the One Piece cards stocked. We're actually having trouble with One Piece. Would you guys like a pack split on OP13 English? Those that set got really expensive because of the manga. We are. All right, here's a halo. Here's a halo. And here's a halo. All right, the evil chocolate woman. When I come through, I run through and hit you with the 1-2. Oh, yeah? Here's these 2 ladies for Louis Lara. Mr. Lewis, you shouldn't have. Here's a Lou Costa. Here's a Lawrence. Here's a Lucas. Here's a Ethan. Or Net. Doopy 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 doo. Do 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 do. Ah, Louis Laura. Okay, that took a minute there. You guys are all typing TCC for that giveaway. I didn't even have it set up. Let me go ahead and set it up over here. All right. There we go. All right. EBT. Let's check the website, see if there's any website orders. 17 minutes ago, Austin Albert. Thank you, Mr. Austin. He says he'll take 6 of the Pokey Shuffles. So these are really popular. They're an instant chance at a slab. You don't have to wait for any breaks to go off. Okay. Consignment cards, anything good? Yes, we've been showing those off. We're still working on them, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good. Maractus, the wrench. Ah, Raikou. It says Raikou 7.5. You know what that means. That means it's going to be vintage. Let's take a quick look. There's only one way for something to be a 7.5 and still be expensive. It's vintage. Or it's a hit. Where is he? Haha. All right, you got one Raikou ahead of you. This is from 2007 Diamond Pearl, and it's a promo. It's a tin promo. So now you make a choice. Do you keep it or do you re-roll? Let me know what your choice is. Excuse me. Yeah, there's just a... Oh, wait. Did we get all the consignment? I think we're done. I think the consignment's priced up then. So we are done. All the consignment was this, the Eevee, these multiple Lucarios, a Garchomp, and then that really lovely Meowth and really lovely Pikachu, which I think are probably appropriately priced. I think that 2,000 and 1,500 seems about right for those. Here they are. Those are fresh consignment. I'll take it. All right, it's all yours. Austin Albert. Austin Albert, congratulations. There we go. Okay. Thank you so much. All right, it says Cash App, Jack Woodworth, for 2 trade spots, one for Ivan and one for Tammy. What? That's so nice. So that's a little gift for Tammy and Ivan. There it is. So Flareon here is going to go off, and then we're going to pick a new trade break. Oh, no, wait a second. We're going to say Tammy and Ivan. So we know if Tammy or Ivan pull this card, it's a gift. You think Japanese Pokemon cards look better than English? They definitely look better than English. Like 90% of the time. There might be some exceptions, but I think they're rare. Here goes. All right. This cute little guy going off. I'll split the deck back here behind the camera. There it goes. Okay, so you don't know where the names are. I should have given you all of my bulk. I have like 3 boxes of cards, and I'm not going to do anything with them. Well, and you know, the cool thing is, in the future, CSman, you can trade your bulk away for spots in these trade slabs and maybe add a cute little trade slab to your collection, or just be able to, you know, think of it like condensing some of the value down into something that's actually easy to store and more liquid than bulk. Because if you had to go sell bulk, it's actually a pain in the butt. If you had to sell this guy, you just list him up on eBay for like 30 bucks, easy. Or you can give him to a friend, take him to a card show, whatever you want to do. But if you got to sell your bulk, it's like, how are you going to do it? Are you going to sell it 1 card at a time? Can you even imagine how long that would take? So you're going to end up just stuffing it all in a box and selling it, and it's not going to sell for a ton anyways, is what you're going to learn. Give me a number. Tammy's winning, says Tyler. Do you still have the Pokemon Go ETBs? I do. Yes, I have lots of them, actually. I have tons of them. Here goes. It goes to Exadrian. All right, well, it's the thought that counts, Mr. Jack. I'll write you down over here. All right. January donations. So Miss Tammy and Mr. Ivan, are they here? Ivan saw it. I don't know if Tammy's here. She didn't see it. Wait, are you already on this list? Javier's on the list twice. Okay, so we're gonna say number 12, Jack Woodworth. And it's gonna say $10. Thanks, Jack. This is our donation scorecard, is how we keep track of what everybody gave. There you go. Exadrian picking up a bonus card. And remember, all he did was give away the junk cards he didn't want. Okay. Oop. Are you selling a sealed Pokemon Go ETB? I believe that is for sale. We may need to check on the price. It's been a month or two. But let me see. Under Pokemon English UPC. Oh, you know what? We don't have a Pokemon Go ETB listed. Maybe I just found that too inconvenient. You know, if you want to open an ETB, just buy 10 packs and I'll give you the promo, okay? The Mewtwo. Yeah, I'll give you the promo, but you got to open up at least 10 packs for that. Peace out, mister. See you later, Mr. Troy. Okay, guys, my freaking break is over. See you later, man. So we're not done with Mr. Jack's order, by the way. We still have to finish the order. So he needs 2 shuffles. Are you ready? So, Mr. Jack, good luck. Boy, the Poke Shuffle moves fast. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but this is very popular. This must be one of the most popular items on our stream are these Poke Shuffles. But this time it's going to be 2 cold Poke Shuffles. Yeah, I was going to point out, look how many of these cards are in the back, and then look how much is missing from the front already, and how much is in the back already. That shows you how often people are going in here. It's just a fun little thing, isn't it? Can I buy 10 packs and have you ship the ETB unopened? We could probably arrange that. You want a sealed ETB? We could probably arrange that. So if you want to do that, ETB is not terribly heavy. It's just 10 packs. So let's say it was only the ETB and nothing else. I would still do just $9 shipping for that. But if you want the ETB with, like, let's say you got a couple bags or something, that's got to be 15, okay? Because we're gonna have to use a larger box and a heavier label. Pretty sure that promo's over $10 now. Nice. Hey, mister, I got my stuff, and I must say, those tag slabs are clean. The camera doesn't do them justice. Yeah, that's what a lot of people say. So when they get one of these tag slabs home, and they get a chance to actually hold it in their hand and see it, they go, oh, this is, I describe it as having a glass-like finish to it. It really does have like a glass-like clearness. And that explains when you're trying to crack the card back out, why it behaves a lot like glass. They kind of explode. They're very brittle, just like glass. So I think it's a very dense, polished material. And it's a selling point, really, is what it is. So the reason why Tag seems to be doing better than some of the other grading companies, the reason it's kind of broken out is just the superior quality of the material itself, which people have realized they want that. You know, people get tired of the chintzy cheap. This is some really cheap plastic that PSA uses. And then Tag over here is like a premium plastic. That's what's going on. So, you know, and then if you stack on top of that, the fact that they do grade pretty harsh. So you're not, you know, you're not buying crappy 10s. And then finally you add on top of that the grading report. There's a value argument for Tag grading for sure. I can't wait for my Charizard to come in. I love the Pogo set, the Radiance Rainbows, the Mewtwo's. Tag is better than CGC. Yeah, I think CGC's black and white label is so ugly. They shouldn't have done that, the black and white label. I don't like that they have a 2-tier label system. So one thing I like about PSA is the Gem 10 doesn't have like a special label. They go with like a... So I've always described PSA's style as sort of like a library book. You know, library books had like systems where everything was, you know, they put a sticker on the back of the binder of the book, and then you could... So this is like a library sticker. It's very plain. There's nothing special or flashy about it. I like that about PSA. It's just here to give you the information. So what CGC did is they tried to be a little more like Beckett, I suppose, and they said, we're going to get this special label for the pristine 10s. But what this retroactively does is it ruins all the lower grades. Now they look terrible because they don't match. So your collection, it just looks really goofy in CGC. Now that doesn't affect how I view the card inside of the holder. So if you got a CGC Gem 10 and a CGC Pristine 10, I just see a weak 10 and a strong 10. But from an aesthetics point of view, I don't like that they're separated that way. And guess what other company suffers from that? Beckett literally does suffer from that. Beckett's little, whatever this is, bronze gold looking label is so much uglier than the black label. So, you know, you look at these Beckett 9.5s and you really don't want them compared to a PSA 10. This is why Beckett never really took off compared to PSA, in my opinion. They shouldn't have done those things. We are. PSA outplayed them. PSA's the big dog. He's the big dog. He used to buy your company out, your little company. All right, but that's very interesting. Stranger Things finale documentary. People spotted the Duffers writing the script with Reddit and ChatGPT tabs open. Are you serious? You're serious. I like CGC more because it looks professional. Soon they have a link on eBay for the pop numbers. Prices should change a little in my opinion. Well, and that's good for them. I actually don't dislike CGC, just to be clear. I think CGC is fine, oh fine. Some people really don't like CGC. That's not me. I think CGC is okay. I don't have any really serious qualms with them. All right, so those are some consignment slabs that we just priced. Let's get a rotation here. We have no orders in the queue. We're having a slow week so far, guys. We are? All right, that means we got to attract some new guys in. That's what that means, by the way. Some new guys. Here's Tyranitar. We do have a giveaway for first-time orders. This beautiful Oshawott poker card, which could easily grade 10 with PSA. He's ready for a first-time buyer. Place your first-time order. We'll give that guy away, okay? What else we got going on over here? Put this over here. You know, so one of the latest sets to open is this 100 start deck. It's going to have those exclusive ARs and SARs that are going to show up in Ascended Heroes. You can take a shot at it now with the 100 start deck. For me, it goes PSA tag, CGC Beckett. You know, for me, it goes Beckett. Beckett Black Label beats everything. But the problem is you can't get it. So it's like, from a technical viewpoint, Beckett Black Label has the top value. Then it goes PSA, then it goes tag. But actually, I kind of grade more with tag recently because we get a good price and because we get a good turnaround time. So it kind of goes Beckett, tag, PSA on this table. And I don't dislike PSA at all, though. They're number one, and it's pretty clear by a lot. Let's see, you think these wars are going to pump collectibles? Hell yeah, dude. Pokemon cards are going to the moon. I'm stockpiling Pokemon. Let me hit refresh on this. I'd like a sealed one too, honestly. Let me hit refresh on this. Tag is really tough the last few submissions. I think they've always been tough. I think I sent them cards for them that they could be very tough on, like the square cut Topps cards. I don't think it's a good idea to send them Topps cards. They grade them so harshly, it's crazy. All right. Speaking of which, any chance you can restock Nikkei Cardos? Yeah, I could do that. I was really happy to get rid of it finally. So, I mean, Nikkei's been pretty popular, huh? Nikkei sells a lot. All right, let's get some prices on these Tag 9 Halo cards. They're going to be very affordable. We've got Once More, Into the Breach. This is going to be 20 bucks. Very cheap 9s. Here's Flood Combat Elite. This is really cool. I actually like that this is an actual image from the in-game. This is going to be 25. Here's the Elite. Okay. This is going to be 20 bucks. The Warthog. Classic. Everybody loves the Warthog. I'm about to spend $1,000 on submitting 40 cards. My wallet is cooked. Yeah. You definitely have a couple cards worth grading. There we are. All right. And here is Down But Never Out. Oh, yeah. Don't forget this, CS-Man. You don't have to grade everything at once. What I like to do is I like to have a stockpile of cards to grade in the future, And as long as you store them very carefully, like as long as you're not spraying water on them or throwing them around, they're going to have the same grade next year as they're going to have this year. But you know, some interesting things could happen. The price of grading could come down. The turnaround times could get better. You know, you could find yourself in a better capital position. All kinds of reasons why you don't need to rush grading. The only time to rush grading is when a brand new set comes out and your strategy is to sort of like get your cards up before anyone else's. That is one strategy. But I don't even do that. I don't think that's a fantastic strategy for making money. I think it's a huge gamble. Yeah, so I graded a lot of these, man. I graded so many of these, and they did not grade 10. I got killed on the Topps Halo cards. We need, yeah, the more fun ones and the second ones are bosses from the game. We need a new trade slab. Oh, let's pick a new trade slab out. Where can we find a trade slab? Perhaps Mayhouse. Just something cute, maybe. Let's see. Let's do a nicer trade slab. So here is the Ethan's Typhlosion for 65. This one will take a while to go off. Let's see if anybody is tempted more when a slab like this goes up. I'm just curious how that changes things. I wasn't aware of Nikkei Second Wave. I'm about to spend $1,000 on submitting 40 cards. It seems like CGC is a good place to send Topps cards to. We're going to say... So this is a 1 in 13. And when you trade in toward this, what you trade in really does have to be worth $5 because this card's definitely worth $65. It's not like some of the other cards where like maybe they're worth 30 bucks. This is a quality grade. All right. New trade slab. Let's check out Mr. Shahir. So Shahir, are we doing some shipping? I think I have some SIRs to pre-grade. You might have to rummage through some bags to get them. All right, we're doing a quick pre-grade for Mr. Shahir. Yeah, when a stream is this slow, it's a fantastic time to do trades, and it's a fantastic time to do bag sorts, and it's a fantastic time to do pre-grades. We do 10 for 10 when it's real slow on the pre-grades. Okay, so we got your Shahir bag. You said you need an SIR pre-graded. Is that right? Let's take a quick look in here. Is the background music Cluna? This is Pokemon background music. Tyrannitars, Raoulus, Leafeons. That's really nice. Oh, I see. So is this like a hits bag already? Wait, so these already have some grades on them. Here's a Master Ball Larvesta. That's nice. That's a Master Ball. These also already have some grades. These are EXs, like this Kyurem. If you ever want to trade him away, those are the kind of cards you can get rid of, along with like trainers like this Professor Research. I'll take them all. I'll dump them into something that I call junk packs. And those don't even sell super often, but these are pretty cool. So you got some of these to look into. Oh, this Mewtwo is a good one. The Pikachu and Charmander are worth looking into. All right, let's see if we can pick through 10 of these real fast. Thanks to you, mister. Now I want to collect the other classic Pokemon and tag. I love the holo effect. Yeah, cool, man. All right, let's see. I never set too many tough goals when it comes to collecting. I'm really flexible. All right, so you know what? It is hard to grade these now because I don't know what PSA standards for them are anymore. I used to know, but I would suspect that that corner right there That thing right there needs to be flattened. And I think you could actually flatten it. But then these edges have lips as well. So because of those lips, I'm not so sure if this would grade 10. Read my previous message. There's definitely another bag with SIRs. Also, do you mind doing some trades while you're going through? I don't mind. All right, so we want to find your SIRs. We want to grade about 10 cards for you. Let's see. Here's a Pikachu. He's definitely going to be a 9 as well. I'm going to show you some XY era stuff too, because if I were you, this would be the kind of stuff I'd be curious about. So I think we can just take a look at the front of the Mew and conclude that the bottom's too off center. So let's give him an 8. All right, so we just take a quick look at that. Put these here. In terms of a trade, you can get rid of some serious junk in this bag. Let me show you. So like all the EXs. Here's a Tyranitar. I like him a little better. Larry Skill. Let me ask you a question. Are you really ever going to grade like Larry Skill or Ortega or this Ogerpon, Pikachu Bronzor, Zekrom? Zekroms are actually pretty cool. I might hold on to those if I were you. But like Lacey, are you really going to grade the Lacey? Here's a Rescue Board, Sparkling Crystal, Lugia, Sparkling Crystal. This is the kind of stuff people actually abandon all the time. Our Vaporeon, it's, you know, it's just an EX ultimately. I think there's going to be a million of those over time. Here we are. I don't know if you want your Hollow Girl. I won't ask, in fact. I'll leave that up to you. There you go. So here's an example of like what the kind of stuff you could try to trade in. There it is. See? It looks valuable because you had to pull them out of pricey booster packs, but the truth is, no one grades those. I don't even grade them. Have you noticed that? How many EXs you ever see up on the table? And usually when they are up there, it's just some experiment I'm running. All right, so there's a Shahir bag. Now you think that there's a hit bag in here. Here's another trade right here just waiting to happen. So these are going to be your holographic cards. There it is. Set that there. Those are potential trades right there. And here's another one. So I would give you, I want to say one spot for $5 for all this, but I'll do 10 because you're Shahir if you want to do those. But let me, so we got this bag here. You said you had more. Where is it? Maybe it's in another bag or something. So you got more SIRs? Oh, here they are. Cool, man. That's cool stuff. All right. All right, looks like we already cleared the EXs out of that one. Lip size matters. Whoa. What lips are you talking about? I don't recognize that flag, Mr. Nerland. What flag is that? All right, so let's move that out of the way a little bit. So let's get these done. Oh, it's a little bit nicer than those other cards for sure. You have a half dot in the bottom left-hand corner and a tiny speck in the upper right-hand corner. I would put this nervously. Nah, the off-centering will kill it. So this is a 9. Can you show the Waifu Shuffle cards off? Yeah, I'd be happy to show that off. Okay. This is a clear 9 too. So you have a white dot here, and top to bottom, it's just a little bit thin on the bottom on that one. The centering is actually better on that one. You don't want to take any risks on cards like Sandy Shock and Ogerpon, because if these come back 9, you've just wasted your grading money. So you don't want to take too many risks. The lower the value of the card is, the less of a risk you want to take. So this card, we don't even need to flip backwards. If we take a, I think I remember this. If we take a look at the top of it, there's something wrong right there. That's too bad. Wonder if I could smooth that out for you. Oh, if you tilt it just right, you can see all of them. There you go. See that? There's two of them. One here and one here. Interesting. Wonder if that has anything to do with, like, the wheels or something that pull the card along. It is off center as well. A white dot right there. No point in trying to fix it. It can't grade 10 at all. It'll fail on the centering. And this card, also like the other two, top heavy, white dot right here. Tiny little speck right there, but that's a clear white dot. I don't know if you can see that. There you go, see? All right, so once again, what are we doing? We're appreciating 10s. We're appreciating them because 10s are much harder to get than it would appear. 10s are very hard to get. Look at all these cards he pulled fresh, and not a single one of them would have been eligible for 10s. Here's one of the things you don't appreciate about PSA 10s. People don't send these in. So when you look at the pop count and you see, oh, 50% are getting 9, 50% are getting 10, what you're not considering is all the 9s that stayed home because people are getting better at home grading. So the real ratio between the 10s and the 9s is probably abysmally small. Just a tiny fraction of them are hitting 10. Please, when you see PSA 10s or tag 10s or whatever 10s, take a second and appreciate them. All right, I like to teach you guys that because I see it all the time as somebody who does a lot of grading. So that was 3, and I think we did 3 others. Why don't we try to grade a couple more for you for fun? All right, so if I were you, I like that Slowpoke. He's cute. I'd have these guys done. All right, a little more for Mr. Shahir. Thank you, Shahir, for the pre-grade. On a slow day, pre-grades are a really great option. They're very cheap. So that's off center, left to right. This is off center, left to right. This is off center, left to right. So those are all out. They're going to get 8s. Okay, and now we've got Slowbro. Off center, left to right. Off center, left to right. These didn't require me to look at them on the back. I can see from the front that they're heavily off-centered. There it is. All right, some pre-grades coming in there. Sometimes the fun of opening a booster pack is that you could pull a card that comes out and grades 10. All right, we're taking some of these hollows away. Tell me if you don't like that trade, by the way. Here we go. Ugh. Very nice. If it's ever like, oh, I don't like that trade or something, you can just tell me and I'll just put these back in your box. It's never a big deal. Those hurt so much. What are the lightning breaks going on? There's one very good lightning break, which I think will fill up very rapidly. 10s are really hard to get. Yes, you guys saw my return from tag grading was mostly 9s. Most of the submission was 9s. And the cards that I sent them were nice. They're just really hard to get 10s on. All right. But like 2 of them got 10, I guess. 2 of those Halo cards got 10s. All right. My cards are so off center. Here it is. Boom, we got 2 spots in there. So now you're taking a spot in a break. Now, this is another way to open booster packs, where the booster pack, in this case, will just feed you out an actual 10. Very interesting. All right, so check these out. Lots of 9s, lots of 9s. But somebody asked about the break. Yeah, there is a really good lightning break. Here it is. It's a vintage card, Shining Mew, Koro Koro, PSA 1. Okay. Thanks for that. As for trades, you can take all regular EXs, A-Specs, Pokeballs, and trainers. Sounds like you're open-minded to giving up some of the other cards in the bag as well. Let's take a quick look at that. All right. By the way, the queue is empty if you guys are wanting to send in. So he said all regular EXs. That includes these. All Pokeballs. That includes these guys here. Groudon, Leafeon, Dipplin, Fanrodom, Archelodon, Ursaluna. So that's a pretty broad range. All Pokeballs includes all these guys. These EXs, the Goldeen. So the Goldeen sucks. And that's a vintage card. The this guy right here is vintage. Here's some hollows from Dragon Discovery. So maybe what you mean to say is you want me to pick through the good ones and the bad ones a little more. If you're truly wanting to give up all these, you could get a pretty decent chunk of store credit for some that are like, you know, actually kind of decent. Oh, gosh, my ice just had a piece of dust fall into it. What the hell? The Waifu Shuffles. Okay, what music is this? This is a Pokemon XY song. I really like it. It's got a cool sound to it. All right, let me put this over here. It's got a really unique sound. It almost, it's got like a clocky sound to it. Hard to describe. And it sounds like it uses like old sounds, you know. Trump told Iran protesters that help is on the way. Go for it. At this point, I don't care about them. I have so many. Yeah, that's kind of what ends up happening because they're not that rare. That's the problem with them. That's the whole problem. People are chasing the SIRs, and as they chase the SIRs, they generate a humongous amount of those Pokeballs. So the Pokeballs are designed to keep the McDonald's hollows. Oh, okay. So you know, they're designed to make it look like you're getting something, but they're actually just there to justify you buying those booster packs. Let me go ahead and close these out. I'm closing these out. Tuesday is slow, slow, slow. It's slower than yesterday. Let me hit refresh here. All right, so let me go ahead and do that for you, Mr. Shahir, since we got nothing but time. All right. We're going to negotiate a big trade for Mr. Shahir, and it's going to start with these. So you'd like to keep these McDonald's cards and these Topps cards. All right. So now we're just going to look at cards from pretty much the prismatics. Here's a poker card. Here's a trainer card. That's a Master Ball, actually. More hollows, more Master Balls. Friends and Paldea. Don't know how you feel about that one. More XY era, which is really cool. Lots of XY era there. Okay. So we'll go through these a second time. That's a Master Ball. Yeah, Master Balls are hits as well. Mm-hmm. 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 You can take XY commons if you want. Okay. Now, I can't offer a lot on the XY commons, but they do have a value. We are. They're really just bulk. You know, because people really like bulk from old sets, I put them in your bag like they're hits, but they just go in bulk boxes on my side. Oh, wait a second. This goes here. Hollows, I'll pick through the hollows sometimes and try to find a nice one. And I swear to God, it feels like you need about 100 hollows to find one nice one. And then that sells for just like, I'm telling you, like a pittance. I think when I work on those, I make minimum wage working on a grade like that. So here's Excadrill. Now, these are EXs as well. These Sacrums are. Okay, Tyranitar. This girl. Okay, now these are bulk cards from XY. Those are your SIRs. Even these cards that failed to grade a 10 can be traded. It is. I don't know what I do with them. Okay. That's a Master Ball. What is this? Your points will expire. T-Mobile. What? I don't even have T-Mobile. Definitely it's some kind of... Ooh, here, this one's worth grading, by the way, or pre-grading. These Master Balls are worth looking into. Okay. All right, Shahir. That's a lot of cards, man. That's a lot of cards. Hollows. These are some yellow border hollows. They have a higher value. Oh, these are coming from Roaring Skies. That was a tough round, I think. I think this is a Master Ball. You can barely see it. Fun Eerie Master Ball. Bronzor Master Ball. Pinsir. All right. Yeah, the fact that all of these artworks exist also as a Master Ball kind of makes them into a hollow card. T-Mobile Gross. How much is a pre-grade? When times are slow, like right now, a pre-grade is as cheap as $1. We'll do $1 a pre-grade, but there's a rule. You have to buy 10 of them at a time. So it's 10 for 10. It's a better deal than the usual $3 per pre-grade. Okay, this is a hollow. Timber, Victini, Genesect, Muna, Zekrom, Palpitoad, Whirlipede. Oh, wait, I'm putting these in the wrong pile. Hold on. There it goes. All right. Excadrill. Lander, you're really getting your cards sorted here to initiate this trade. Maractus, Crocorock, Throw, Tynamo, Fennel, Ponyard, Golurk. It is. Pidove, Superior, and then Zekrom. And I believe, okay, there's a couple EXs in this packet. Okay. Tammy did this once. You know, Tammy gave me all of her EXs one time from an order. She just gave them up. She was like, I don't want them. She had like 1 million of them. What is happening right now? How much to sort a box check if there's poker cards in it? So a bag sort is normally $3 per bag. If it's a really slow time period, I'll do all your bags for all of them for 10 bucks. So that's great for people who have a lot of bags. Here we are, Starmie. Sometimes we get into slow time periods. It's just natural. It just happens. It is. Pikachu. Here's a Duck Trio. Pidgeot coughing. Charmeleon. All right. So now you've got a couple piles sitting here, Shahir. You got your bulks. You got your EXs and Pokeballs, but not Master Balls, right? Let's see. We'll check these for Master Ball status. We're doing a pretty big trade here. Ah, Dreepy was a Master Ball. That's why we're double checking. I think I wasn't checking initially, and then I realized I needed to check. That's a Pokeball. They're actually pretty hard to see with your eyes. These are some Umbreon Hollows. All right. All right, there goes. You can take the yellow borders, except the Dialga. Would like to keep that. There it is. I think he's referring to the hollows. Okay, so let's take a look through those real fast. Toy Catcher, Drowsy, Cutie. Ah, Dialga, he's nice. Aroma Lady, Flareon, Crystal Cave, Dino, Zoroark. The truth is, I have a huge stack of those somewhere. All right. So now you're looking at 3 piles. You're looking at a pile of bulk XY cards. And I don't actually value those that much. There's like an unbelievable amount of that in the world. Then we have some interesting stuff here. Some hollows, some EXs, some Pokeballs. I think these could work very well as a junk pack filler. I don't really know what that would be worth, but those are EXs now. Those are not as simple as hollows. And then this is a pile that you've decided you'd like to keep. And it's all kind of mixed right now. Let's focus on the trade first. For the XY bulk, I would like to do $5 on that. And then for this pile here, these are actually just hollows. How about 20 bucks for all of this? So that's 20. And then this is an additional 5. So about, what do you think, $25? They're worth selling as singles. People collect them for binders. Thanks for doing that. If you need to pay me for your time. No, you're good. I'll place these in here. That was a nice Haxorus. Let me look at this again. Let me see what it's like. My mind needs a chance to actually look at it. So you got a bunch of Excadrills, Screamtails, a couple Umbreon Hollows. It's like I'm not gonna be grading this off-center Goldeen. You know what I mean? So a lot of that will just go into junk. Sounds good to me. All right. So now you shall take $25 worth of spots in that trade slab, which puts you up to 7 of the spots. So you got about a 50% chance for that trade slab. I tell you what, I'll make it a little sweeter. I'll make it an even 30. Because I want to see you have a really good shot at that slab. I hope you do. Because you could miss, you realize. There it is. You could also buy out the rest of that slab. Have you considered that? I don't think anyone else has done that. There it is. Oops. Might be worth it to remove the risk of missing. Toss this here. All right. So you're here. You've whittled it down to 2 bags. Mister needs to start doing card shows. Card shows would be cool. There are none that are really close to me, though. Kansas City's the closest one, and that's like 2.5 hours away. Okay. If I'm going this deep, I might as well buy the rest of it out. Tell me what's left. There we go. All right, I tell you what. You just send in $15. We'll call it even Steven. So I just made the deal much sweeter for you. There we go. You know, I'm looking at it as a more broad thing, like, hey, this is Shahir getting a nice Typhlosion for some of his junk. There we go. I know you went pretty deep on those packs, so use, what did I say, like $15? $15 and the Typhlosion's yours. There we go. Not too bad. All right. Okay. I suspect you will agree to that, because that is pretty nice. Ethan's Typhlosion. All right. Well, that got some work done, guys. That's like a sale. It's a kind of sale, I guess. It's a lot of work ahead of me to get rid of this. This could take me years to work through, you know. That's kind of how it works. If you didn't know that, this could take a very long time for me to eventually get rid of. Ugh. That'll be processed over time, and it won't happen overnight. I got all these bags now. All right, do I have a box for all this? I need like a box, dude. Maybe this. That's not enough room. All right. I'll place this behind me. Sweet. Waifu Shuffle show off. No problem. Let's show off the cards in the Waifu Shuffle. Miss Alexandra's curious. So this is the Waifu Shuffle. It works just like the other shuffles. Here it is. Here's what you have a chance for. This really nice Acerola. Boa Hancock. Oh, yeah. Price changed on that. Redo of Healer. Wow. So this is in the Waifu Shuffle. It's called Redo of Healer. Okay, Princess Bubblegum, Grumpy Cat Nero, Kearsarge, Nessa. Here's Argus. Rent-A-Girlfriend. What is this called? Breast. Iona. Here is Plymouth. Brid. Looks like bird. Mogador. Mogadishu. Wait, oh, look, our view count went up. Janice. Megumin. A Yuki. A Bunny X777. Bubblegum again. This signature that no one has ever pulled. Wonder if it's even in there. We had that one problem with the Beedrill, remember? Naked Girls Talk. Heavy Cruiser. Kurumi. Key. Louisville. Felix. And Porsche. That's actually a signature. So a lot of signatures and a lot of sexy girl cards in there. Pretty good mix of cards. Can I see the Redo Healer card again? Yeah, you want to see that one? It's pretty good, huh? Somebody wanted to buy that outright when it returned, but I said, no, we need a chase card. So you'll notice this one says chase at the top, and there it is, Redo Healers in the box. You're hoping to pull this. Bro. Man, that is a curvy body. Redo Healer. I hear it's a very wholesome animu. Definitely for beginners to watch. Nice. 20 bucks a try. That's right. That's $20 per spot. It works just like the live customs. It works just like the Poke Shuffles. It's $20 per round. All right. So we're jumping over here. I have a question, and maybe you do or don't know, but does PSA always orient the cards a certain way when they're in landscape? Yeah, I know what you're saying. Like, is it always the left side touching the label, or is it sometimes the right side touching the label? I don't know. I don't know if they have a rule for that. All right, Miss Beatrice. Aloha, mister. Please use my store credit for the Tag 9 Halo slab on the right. Okay. I got you. Very nice. So there is a Halo tag slab. Oops. We got a lot of really cheap Halo slabs. I'm not trying to squeeze you guys for money on these. I'm letting them go. You know, if I was trying to make money on them, to be honest, their prices would be around $35 to $45 as a 9. $20 is clearance. I'm just letting them go. I said, let them go. We'll try again someday. Okay. So, let's see. So this is Mr. Mike's side. He wants a box sort. Sort it like this hits poker and gradable cards. They stay in the non-gradable cards. Ship them with my slabs. Thanks, live chat, if you got any questions. So we have just received an order to do another round of sorting. This one's going to be for Mike's side. And he wants a box sort. And he wants it to be poker, good cards, and bad cards. Okay, poker, good cards, bad cards. Good guy, bad guy. Set this here for the moment. Let's see that chest hair. What? You don't want to see my chest hair? All right, let's see. Emolga. Ooh, nice. That's solid stuff, Mike's side, if you didn't know that. Now, you want my opinion? This Metazoo here, it's tough to grade, and it's high risk. Amariz, come on. I don't know. Oh, you got this drawing from Miss Tammy. Oh, yeah. So I'll set that there. And here's this. And here. I know that Tammy did some drawings, and Jennifer Yap did some drawings. So here's some yellow border, you know, stuff. I guess we'll put that there for now. That's got a 9+, so it's not even a 10. You got some Lord of the Rings. So wait a second. This is really bad stuff. The Metazoo is like in a junk pile, basically, right? Oh, this table's not wide enough for all this. It's not wide enough for 4 rows. So there's some Lord of the Rings. Okay. Here's a hollow Pokemon. Here's some more Metazoo. Here's a little Piasu bird. An empty Metazoo foil, I guess. AKA the trash. It's called trash, Mike's side. Here's some hollows. All right, we got some hollows. I don't know. Okay, this is nice. This is nice. This is yellow borders. Lots of poker. Good poker. Oh, that's good. That's valuable. You know, it's Pikachu. I don't know what to think about that. That's like junk to me. Okay, some more poker. So you clearly bought some poker cards back in the day when you could do that. Yo, that's nice. Okay. You got some non-Pokemon stuff. Here's a little Kangaskhan. And then, you know, I don't know what to think of this, really. Same here. I don't think it's that good. All right. This is, to me, this is just some junk. It's just hollows. There's so much of that, to be honest. Same here. This is a little bit of junk, a little bit of junk. All right, a little bit of junk. And some hollows. There's a big difference between hollows and good stuff. I remember those. Tammy did some cute drawings. I know. I got one somewhere. I probably put it in a nice place to protect it. Now I don't know how to find it quickly. Looks like this is an old bag sort right there. Good. What do we got here, Mr. Mike? So you got some stuff. Here's... All right, this is Chinese KU. I think it's super junk, to be honest. Some KU. I'll tell you what, we'll put it over here. It's not MetaZoo, at least. Let me guess. These are the good ones on the top of the pile, but underneath them is the junk. Yeah, so that's the junk. Put that in the hollows pile. Now, this is an actual hit. It's true. And same here. Okay. I remember those. Tammy did some cute drawings. Wow, we're down to 42 viewers. It's a slow week, guys. Slow. Here it is. What time is this? 12:05? We've got, what is this? So this is more hollows. I don't know about that. Non-hollows. Here's this guy here. All right, we got this lady. How many of these ladies you got? You saving up ladies in your bag? Would you say all MetaZoo's junk? No, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that. But I know it builds up really fast because unlike other card sets, when you open MetaZoo, I don't keep your junk. It all goes into your bag. So you don't, you know, many of these are ungradable, but you just put them in your bag. We don't take them away. That's some yellow hollows, I guess. Flaffy. Here's another one of those poker cards. That's so nice. Look at this. Isn't that nice looking? That's what, V-Star? That's V-Star Universe, isn't it? Oh, that Gengar's good too now. That Gengar went up in value over time. Okay, here's a little Gengar. That's a nice Gengar. Double Gengar, very good. A little Caterpie, some hollows, some Star Wars. So, I don't know. Do you want to grade Star Wars? It's a pretty tough set to grade. I'm not seeing the ones that maybe you'd want to grade too. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you know what I'm saying? They try to jump out of my hand there. All right, now here's this lady. She is in Korean, though. It's in Korean. I don't know. I'm going to set that there. Korean aroma lady, to me, is basically like another hollow. It's not valuable enough. Tuesday, really good day for bags, sorts, and pre-grades. All right. Ooh. So here's a Lord of the Rings. More of this Star Wars stuff. I don't think any of this is going to be gradable. I do like this TIE Fighter card. It's kind of cool. But, you know, I feel like this set, whatever this Star Wars set is, it did not take off. It is. Topps Chrome Star Wars is where it's at. Thank you very much. I can get some entertainment in right now. What do I even open, though? That's a good question. Here we are. You could go after those 100 start deck chase cards or Mega Dream, but you had a lot of success in Mega Dream. There still might be some Mega Dream cards you never pulled. Here we are. You could take a spot in the new Gym Break. I don't know what to do with this. Sandshrew. These are from the Classic Collection. Do-do-do-do-do. Scooba-doo-be-doo-be-be-doo. Maybe that's what a lot of people are asking themselves right now. CS Men, I notice it's slow today. You are? Maybe they're going, I don't know what to open. I don't know. How do I find value in what I'm opening? Here's a little Drowsy energy card. Drowsy. Okay. Professor Oak is kind of okay. Got a little Charmander there. Boss's Order. Oh. Pile's tipping over a bit. Versus Seeker. I mean, come on, it's Versus Seeker. What are you going to do with Versus Seeker? Sorry if you can't easily see what's going on here. All right, so this is just like other card sets. But look, you kept like the bulk. Bruh. I'll put this bulk here, I suppose. Bulk can go here on this big fat pile. So this pile ended up being really large. So here's some more Lord of the Rings. I don't blame you for opening this. It's cool stuff. I like it. It's actually probably pretty gradable. So Lord of the Rings is good. The more of this you bought, the better you did, Mr. Mike said. Lord of the Rings is solid. All right, lots of Lord of the Rings. Yeah, I think those are really solid. I think that much of that is very gradable. And it's a kind of card that you won't have too much trouble selling ever. Okay, and some more bulk. All right, so we got a couple piles here. You ready? So you got a couple piles. You got your bulk, crappy hollows. You got some non-hollows, but they're still kind of crappy. You got your maybe kind of like hits. Here's your poker cards. Here's your MetaZoo, and here's your non-MetaZoo. So you got 5 piles. What do you think of that? What do you trying to keep some stuff over here? We are. All right. Me and Ostar are doing the gym battle for the start deck. Sounds good. So this is kind of like junk to me. Much of it is. This, including these Disney packs. So was Classic Collection a bust? The opposite. It was a really good thing. I sell it all the time. J for junk. Some hollows there. You know what? I think these could all go into one bag. J for junk. Got some junk cards there. Keep poker in the hits pile. Keep the fancy Lord of the Rings ones. Get the rest shipped. All right, you got it. So that's getting shipped. There we are. Well, guys, I made enough to eat Taco Bell today. All right, slow day. Here's a Mike's side. Junk. Now, you say you want to keep some of the Lord of the Rings cards. I feel like that's understandable. Got some Lord of the Rings. The Lord of the Rings. All right. Maybe we ship some of that home to you as well. I and CS Men are going to have a Pokemon battle. Sounds good to me. Good luck in your Pokemon battle. That one's going home. Frodo. I don't know how much of the Lord of the Rings you want to keep over here. We kept a nice chunk of it. All right, you ready? Now we're going to say on your stream in form of a gym break. Yes. Hell yeah. Well, Mike's side, thank you for all the orders. Junk. This must be an old box, huh? That's a saved up box. You're kind of like Alex. Alex has a ton of stuff too, man. Okay. Look at that. Nice and clean. We'll take the rest of this and put it into here. And you will have the ability to pick through it at any time to go after some hits. Okay. Give me a second here. Mr. Show the pack split. All right, give me a minute. Grabbing one of these. I'm glad to help you guys out with your bags. Notably, we could have spent this whole time pricing up slabs, so it's a trade-off. So I think that's why it can't necessarily be a free thing. But, you know, for people who have big, fat boxes, that doesn't sound right. It's not such a, it's kind of an important thing to help them out with that, you know. All right, so there we have it. So at Mike's side, you ordered a round of shipping too. So we're going to ship him out, guys. All right. Good. Tossing this back over here. And popping this MetaZoo pack in here. On your stream in form of a gym break, any new pricey slabs come back with the tag return. Yeah, there's a couple of them. which we have not priced them. I don't think we have priced some of them, didn't we? We priced some of them. Okay, give me a second. Wait a second. Okay. Here we are. Wrote it down as Mike's side in our shipping software. We'll make this a little bit of a heavier label. Okay, we'll get this all set up to go. We're currently verifying rates. Okay, good. So I'll set this out of the way while it's verifying the rates. And now, let's go ahead and open some cards, guys. It's been a little bit of a slow stream, huh? Do not ship the hits and poker cards. Oh, I'm shipping them. Now, we have an order here from Mr. CS Man. He wants into the gym break for the 100 start deck. Okay. And I'm betting right over here we have Miss Alexandra. And she's saying she'll take the other side of it. Yes, she did. Okay, good. So, here goes. Oh, I was getting ready to rip it. Let's see. Here's CS Man and here's Alexandra. We'll just toss that around like that, make it look a little nicer. Okay, and now we have deck number 2. We're building deck number 3. Did you know these decks are made out of your donations of cards that you would like to see in the battle decks? Deck number 2 is an older deck now. It actually came out like the beginning of 2025, right? So this deck's a little bit older. It's kind of like a Destined Rivals deck. It is. We're ready to build up a new deck. Not Tyranitar. Did you get the order I sent for the rest of the Tyranitar? Did I miss that? Oh, let me see. Yes, I see it. It's all good. It's all in, Mr. Shahir. So today, you got some grades on some of your hits, and then you were able to take a pretty big pile of cards that you knew you probably weren't going to sell on eBay one at a time, and you traded them in for a nice Typhlosion. Yes. From Team Rocket. My heart is beating like a rookie trainer. Really? It's so funny. My experience is very different on my side because I'm the host, and so there's no stakes in this for me. Here goes. CS Man. Oh, Eradicate's pretty beatable. Let's see what you pull. You can lose if you pull Clam Pearl. Shen Pao. All right, round number 1, Alexandra. Round number 2. Okay, this is a decent Pokemon. Ting Lures, I don't know his name. It is the reindeer guy. Oh, you're going to win. All right, Miss Alexandra, you get the box half off because our friend Mr. CS Man's paying the other half. He got his booty cheeks clapped. All right, there we go. That's a simple game of war. Whoever has the highest health pulls the item. All right, congratulations. Let's see what happens, Miss Alexandra. Now, let's see if this was a consequential deck. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Maybe the next deck is the hot one. We don't know. All right. Whoop. You ready? It's not holographic, but that doesn't mean it can't have a good pull in it still. There it goes. All right. Pull that up. What do we got? It's going to be a cold deck, probably. Azumarill's kind of cute, and Genesect. And there's some Marils. Here's, well, you got a cute deck, I'd say. All right. Just some reprints of some. Oh, you got to keep those Snorlaxes, too. They're pretty cute. All right, boom. Classic, the 100 start deck is tough, I notice. It's a tough thing. You either get real lucky or you get really unlucky with these. There's no way around it. What is this? That's called a 100 start deck. They contain unique cards that are printed only for the start decks. But this deck didn't have any. This deck just had some commons that are actually reprints and these 2 cards. So that's a cold classic deck. I'm sorry, I keep calling it classic deck. 100 start deck. Because we were talking about the classic collection like a second ago. There we are. And here's Azumarill. Can I keep the Iron Valiant? Yeah, I'd be happy to go grab that. I just treat those like regular bulk. There it is. Because that's what they are. So when they get home, you're going to realize, oh, what am I going to do with this? There it is. Funny, you knew the name. I didn't even know the name. Iron Valiant. I'm never going to remember that. I've heard the name many times, but I forget it every time. There it goes. All right. It's like my brain doesn't want to remember it. Miss Alexandra. Grabbing on this. I have so many iron moths. Iron moths annoy me from NW. There we go. So, for anyone looking to try a shot at that, oh, what's this? It looks like we need a fresh box of those classic decks. I call them classic decks again. What's wrong with me? 100 start decks. Let me go get it. All right, here we are. I played this Pokemon as my deck last year, so there's some attachment. There it goes. That was sealed too. So here's a fresh round of them if you guys want to go nuts. Move this out of my way. Very nice. What's going on now? We're hitting refresh over here. All right. I keep getting notifications from PSA that items are being moved into my vault. Here's Jigglypuff. We got Hello. We've got Duskull. And I'm going to start opening these ahead of time so that they're not cluttering up the floor. I'm going to put them in their Dust and Rivals box. That was my original intention. There it goes. Make some room here. Get some things organized. Organized. I love this song. Mystery Dungeon will forever be Pete. You know, I never played that game. Maybe I should play it. All right. Very good. Get a Chinese Game Boy. I'm getting a Chinese Game Boy. Looks like people are going in for another round of these 100 start decks. So the other new set is still Mega Dream, by the way. If you guys never pull the Gengar, still time to do that. The Japanese version of the card looks very good. I bet you the pull rates are better, and the odds for a 10 are better too. Okay, I brought a whole bunch of these in the room, so I'm just getting this all set up. Oops. We had a lot of slab sales in the last 2 days. Yeah. Yesterday was definitely a slab day. Today, that Typhlosion trading, I count that as like a sale. Similar to a sale. The slab is on its way. There we go. I didn't cry in Rescue Team Red. That was dust in my eyes. Yeah, I didn't play Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. It was good, huh? You know, I don't have any opinion of it. I didn't think it was bad or anything. I think I just didn't play it because I didn't know it existed. And that was the only reason. Here we go. I got this one annoying pack of Secret Shadows just laying around. I tell you what. I like to do this when the jumbo pack break doesn't go off right away. I like to add more stuff to it. So I think there's already a pack of this in here. Might be right here. Is it right here? Yeah, it is. It's going to get a second pack. So it's going to be 2 packs of Secret Shadow. So this is fatter now for free. It's just like a price adjustment. It just got better. All right. Now I'm going to hit refresh. And I see that we have an Oscar and an Edward Delson. They're also trying for 100 start deck. Here goes Oscar and Edwin. Good luck. Okay, a little bit of fun here. All right, 1 and 2. There we go. Now I think I can get 2 Taco Bells today. I'm doing well, guys. Taco Belling it up. I didn't cry in Rescue Team Red. That was dust in my eyes. Get a Chinese Game Boy. I ought to make a custom Pokemon song playlist, and it should be all the good songs from every series. Okay, you ready? Oscar on the left, you're going to get Rapidash, kind of a weak card. Edward on the right, you guys Spite Ops. You beat him by 20 HP. All right, right side. Here it is, round 2. Energy's a good start. Articuno's pretty tough for your competitor. Double energy. Oh, you didn't even need the energies. Chen Pao knocks Articuno out. Round 3, it's in what do they call that? The tie-breaking round. Here we go. Oh no, dude. Raticate's gonna rat you out. Oh, but you still won! The opponent pulled Clamperl. No! Oh, that's so exciting. That is so exciting. Clamperl is the worst pull in the box, and your opponent, Mr. Edwin, just pulled it. I'm sorry, Edwin. So, Edwin, this time, it looks like Mr. Oscar Resendez has got you. My Clamperl. Wait, was that actually your Clamperl? What? Look at this, guys. That was Oscar Resendez who donated the Clamperl. Look, see, there's his name at the bottom. I told you the battle decks are made out of donations. So he donated the Clamperl that gave him the win that round. That's really funny, dude. Of course, it could have gone the other way around. It could have been the Clamperl that was your undoing. All it would have happened is the deck would have had to have been off by 1, and it would have been a different outcome. All right, Oscar Resendez. You ready? Here we go. That's funny, dude. What were the odds of that? There's a lot of cards in that deck. Okay, that's a non-holographic pack. The clam has gotten so many people. Yeah, the clam gets you. The clam gets you. If you pull the clam, you know you're about to lose. The only way to survive pulling the clam is if the other clam also gets pulled. All right, what do we got here? Looking like another tough deck. We've got the Supreme Leaders here. Here we have some commons. Don Fan, Centrid or something like that. Durampa. Oh, geez, dude. These are tough as hell, dude. These are really tough. These are home-baked. All right. You see how this looks. That was right out of a sealed box, too. But, you know, maybe the next start deck is the hot one. I think I said that last time. Maybe the next start deck. It's got to be one of them, right? Tyler says, welcome to Pokey Emojis. All right, here's Virizion. Here's Cobalion. Oh, mister. Hey, you got your Pokey emoji. Cool, man. Look at that. There's a whole bunch of those emojis you can use. Look. He's not exactly a Pokey emoji. Look at the emojis for members, everybody. Wait, does it not give me that option on the iPad? Oh, it's just really hard to get to them. I think this is the popular one, the panties one. Wow, this is really awful. There it goes. Did that work? All right, it worked. I'll do another battle. I'll join another battle if anyone's interested in. Okay, here we go. So, Mr. Oscar, he'd like another shot. There we go. The other reason to become a member is just to let everyone know that you've hung around for a while. Here's Dark Golduck. Here's Pikachu. Here's one of the pricey cards that returned. It's Giratina. All right. Let's see. I think the Giratina might be a little overpriced, to be honest. Let's finish that label for Mike's side real fast. Give me a second here. There it is. The label is ready. And print. All right. Good. Now what? We've got... Okay, we got to be careful here. So Oscar has had his spot done. And then we just got a Shahir. He says he'd like a round of it. And we're jumping over here. And then over here we have Mr. Edwin Delson. Okay, so another round. This time it's going to be Shahir and Edwin. All right, good luck in there. Is winning a gym break worth a bounty spot? I don't think it is. You know, it's kind of like you could just open this like a booster pack anytime you wanted. So I think it's just a bit of fun. If you do pull a hit out of them, I would say yes. So if you pull a hit. Okay. Oh. I was grabbing that bag. Oops. Honestly, didn't know becoming a member was that easy, or I would have done it years ago. Yeah, it's actually super easy. It gives you access to the fun emojis. It's $2 a month, which isn't exactly free, but that's like $24 a year. Think of it like every year you buy me a Taco Bell meal of a couple tacos and a burrito. That's about it. And I don't even get all that money, by the way. YouTube takes like a third of it, I think. So the real amount of money I receive is probably like 18 bucks or whatever that would be, 17 bucks. So I make about $17 per year per member, and it's not life-changing money, you know, like I just sold a Alakazam for $2,000. So YouTube just wants people to be members. It's, you know, if you have a live stream with a lot of members, I think YouTube prioritizes you more in the algorithm. I think that's all it comes down to. Here goes. All right, Ditto, but I don't really push it too hard. So Oscar is participating again. Look at that. Oscar Ascend is right there. And his Ditto's been pulled. Ditto's a pretty safe pull. You can only tie with Ditto. So look, Serena is out now because Ditto transforms into Serena. It's a tie. Now here's... Oh my God, you're just getting bad luck now. So Shahir, you got Squove at 60 HP. And... Oh, you get beat by 10 HP. You almost tied, but it is the Beetle coming out. Round number 2 is going to Mr. Edward, 60-70. You ready? 6-7. Okay, so, you're doing much better on round 3, Mr. Shahir. That's a stronger choice. You just got to hope he doesn't pull an EX. You ready? So, oh my God, that's immediately what he pulls. That round is going to Mr. Edwin Delson. All right, Edwin Delson, you had a bad round. Now you're having a good round. There you go. It's like you broke even, Mr. Edwin Delson. Oops. This card's flipped over. What happened here? Oh, I put them on the wrong way. There we go. All right, is that correct? Okay, good. Wow. All right, so you have broken even. So, we just sold 3 of the start decks. That makes it the top seller right now. Start decks. People are interested in them. They're just a bit pricey. Would you guys like a 3-way or something? Like a 3-way battle? I've thought about doing those 3-way battles. What do you guys think? Would that be fun? We are. All right, non-holographic. Peel this. You ready? Mr. New Trade Slab? Yeah, we got to pick out a new Trade Slab, don't we? All right, what we got? You're going to get Kingdra and Keldeo. Ooh. Those 100 start decks must get more tempting the more you go, right? Let's see. I don't know if you want any of these common uncommons. A three-way, count me in. We are. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. You want this duck? All right, there you go. Count me in. LMAO. A three-way, huh? Ta-da. I've never had this picture for like 5 years. My picture in Discord is Zapdos. But setting these here. All right. Look at that. I think the audience has returned somewhat. You know, I think we were losing interest when we were doing those bag sorts. Did you guys notice that? Views fell down to 45 during the bag sort. And I think that shows you that bag sorts are considered like a downgrade in the viewer's pleasure. Here's Suicune. And here is the duck. That's for you, Edwin Delcid. So, okay, nothing real crazy has actually been sniped. It's almost like this, Mr. Shahir. Even if you had bought the deck outright for $50, you would have not really gained anything from that. Oh, yeah, we got a damaged slab back from Tag. That's too bad. Don't know what to do with that. Probably just throw it away. Maybe give it away. Just one of you guys want it for free? I don't think you can consider it very valuable. I don't mind missing that one. Yeah, so in a way, it's almost like you would have been worse off if you'd actually purchased it for the full 50. Okay. Here's the pack split, by the way. Here's the Ancient Origins box break pack. And here's a Naruto. You can do a gym break on that, too. All options. NHWC's in here. He's waiting on 5 other guys. I'd love to meet some new people, by the way. We need some first-time order guys in here. Oshawott, first-time order. We're going to put that in the title. We're looking for first-time order guys. We're always looking for first-time orders. Here's a little Charmander. Here's a Halo card for 2,500, and there is Star Wars. So by some miracle, all our other Halo cards graded 9, except for this one holo, which actually got the 10. Here's my theory. He comes from a different sheet, and I got very lucky at the same time. When you look at it, it is masterfully clean for one Master Chief. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, yes. Woohoo! Wow. So that's what they're looking for when they want to hand out a 10. And he got it. Wow, what luck, guys. Crazy. 2,500 for him. He will probably sell to some guy who's got some money laying around. All right, let's take a quick look at the queue. As you guys know, the morning stream doesn't have an end time. It can just keep going and going and going and going. Mr. Jaded said he would like the Galarian Surfetched Tag 10. Galarian Surfetched Tag 10. Did we already take that down, or is it still up here? Here it is. Oh, wait. He must be in here. That's part of the rotation, isn't it? Did we take his picture? Is that how you found him? How'd you find him? Mr. I will, but for $1. Okay, you send that dollar and I'll give you the whatever it is you're trying to buy. The Halo? Wait, show that again. No baby oil in a 3-way. That's right. Wait, how would you know that? Okay, hold on. I'm trying to find this Galarian Surfetched. Must be on the table somewhere. Mark. Here's this nice Eevee. Eevee is Consignment. There's PSA handing out easy 10s, and then there's Tag hardly giving out 10s. Well, I mean, it's not impossible to get 10s with Tag. It's just, boy, are they really not going to let you get away with having any problems with your Topps cards. Garchomp. Where is the Surfetched? I saw him like two seconds ago. Where did you see that Surfetched? Oh, the damaged slab. You want to buy it for $1. It is a 9. They'd probably fix it if you showed it to them, but then you'd have to pay for that, I think. You'd at least have to mail it to them. Was it something I took a picture of? Is it in the Discord server, this slab we're looking for? Let me see. No, so it has to be up on the table. It's got to be up here. Oh, it's the 9s in the lower channel. I never would have thought of that. I would have assumed it was a 10. Surfetched is in the... Oh, he doesn't belong in there. I posted that picture in the wrong channel. Oops. All right. Let's go find him. He is a 10. That's how I remembered him. I remembered him as a 10. There he is. He doesn't belong in that channel. That's 9s and lower. Oh, my God. Oh, well. We're going to say sold. Crispy dollar. I am still to own my first slab. Do you mean to say I'm yet to own my own slab? Is that what you're saying? It's not that hard to own one. Pretty effortless. Because they're so enjoyable to own. There you go, Mr. Jaded. Thank you. Slab sales, guys. Slab sales. Okay, we have Jeffrey Yang. Jeffrey Yang, 2 Phantasmal Flames. I just restocked, by the way, the Destined Rivals. Did you guys catch that? Look at these beautiful Destined Rivals. Look at that. Maybe a Mewtwo hiding up in there. If you don't have the Destined Rivals Mew, he's very satisfying to pull. 3 of the the X Infernos. There it is. All right. And 5 Inferno Korean. You got it. All right, big boy. Oh, wait, that's Rocket. See, from the top of the box, they all look kind of the same. Just a slightly darker red than the orange. But the orange is pretty close. Mr. Don't Like Them CS Man. What are your thoughts on Poncho Pikachu? So, if you're a Pikachu collector, they're probably a big deal. But I don't collect Pikachus personally. I find them boring. It is. Pikachu's more like, I don't know, he's like a kitty Pokemon, you know. He's like if you like collecting Jigglypuff. I like collecting the big tough looking cards. It's just how it is, you know. It's just, there's some exceptions to that probably, but there we go. All right. Like, look, this is what I like collecting. Check it out. Check that out. Ooh. That gets me excited. That gets me rock hard. That's what I meant to say. All right, Jeffrey Yang, let's see what you got. Jeffrey Yang. Here's a holo. Here's a Charizard. Yeah, it gives me a Raging Clue. I've got a Raging Clue. I've got a Raging Clue. Mine's pointing to the right. Oh, my Raging Clue's pointing to the left. Here's Ambipom. Here's Toxtricity. That was back when it felt like Matt and Trey were actually writing their episodes. What are the odds that they're just letting ChatGPT or like someone else write their episodes now? It really feels dialed in. Here's, oh yes, there we go. Look at that. Mega Sharpedo Alt. Excellent. You know, he never really got a lot of popularity, it feels like. Mega Sharpedo was always sort of like, eh. Maybe it's because he looks like, oh, that's extremely good. What a round. Look at this great centering. Just another reason to open up our current stock of Phantasmal Flames. Looks like if you did pull a good card out of here, you might have a real shot at a 10. Look at that Meowth right there. That's going to be a good one. Liking that Meowth. All right. He looks like Bullet Bill meets a shark. That's what Sharpedo looks like. I was about to say that. Look at that, guys. There were some hits hiding right there in those booster packs. They were just around the corner. They're going to you, Mr. Jeffrey Yang. Thanks for taking a chance on them. Mr. Jeffrey. That is so satisfying. You know, I really like this Meowth. I think he could do extremely well over time. He used to be a Japanese exclusive, by the way, which is sort of a warning sign that, like, a year later, they can take a Japanese exclusive and make it into an English card. There we go. There was a guy who told me he was investing in the Japanese exclusive Meowths, and look at it now. Oops. Baby Shark doo-doo-doo. All right. Mega Sharpedo is Baby Shark. All right. So let's see. Let's hit refresh. What time is this? 12:43. It's pretty late. We've been running for a little over 2 hours now. I wouldn't mind it if the morning stream was a 3-hour stream. Ivan Rodriguez says he wants the broken slab for 20 bucks. Now, wait a second. That's too much. I can't let you buy a broken slab for 20 bucks. So that is broken at the top. The rest of the slab is pretty well sealed. The break is not over the Mr. Mime. Let me sell it to you for 5 bucks. I didn't want to sell it for that much. I know maybe you're valuing it at 20 bucks, but I know that a card like this probably needs to be repaired, and that's not free to repair them. So I'll do $5 on it. Now, you know, if I contacted Tag and I told them your little card cracked on the way over, maybe they would fix it for free, but I literally just do not care that much to do all that. There it is, Ivan Rodriguez. We're claiming you bought it for $5. I'm going to go ahead and write your name down for $15. Okay, well, I'm glad to have that out of my hair, actually. Can you shuffle the slabs on the table? Yes, I can do that. I can shuffle the slabs on the table. Okay. Here's leading the squad. I'll do 7. Yeah, the Mr. Mime's probably really expensive if he was in a nice clean slab. He's probably like 45, 50 bucks. Here's Slitherwing. So 7 bucks doesn't seem too harsh. But we'll let Mr. Ivan have it. All right. Hope you guys find some value in those slab prices. Speaking of which, so we were working on consignment today. If you guys missed it, we got 2 really good cards came up in the consignment. This Meowth for 1.5. This is black and white era secret rare Meowth. Okay. Actually, you know, I don't like this sleeve. This needs a better sleeve. Where are my sleeves? All right. I just took them out of there, but I don't have them. I don't have the replacements on hand. All right. Well, we'll do one of these then, I guess. If you ever get a cheap slab, can you hold it for me? Well, maybe. I want to say no. It's hard to do that because, you know, there's a lot of people that are willing to buy it if it's cheap. This, all right. Very nice. So that's just a nice cleaner holder. That's the Meowth. What you ought to do, Mr. Pedrick, is you ought to try sending me like a penny or something on PayPal or whatever you're allowed to use. And then next time something nice shows up, just jump on it, okay? So this is the more collectible one. I think once upon a time I sold this card for $800. That was years ago. So now it's $2,000. That seems about right. Meowth and Poo Poo Chew. Insert U.S. friendly president. Yeah? What are you talking about? I was listening to a really boring interview from some oil guys, oil executives, and they were talking about how the United States is not going to make money on Venezuela. They were talking about how Venezuela is virtually uninvestable. They said they lack the workforce. They don't have the educated people that are needed to run a proper oil rig. And they said that the military runs the oil rig right now, and they would say if their companies go in, they would need safety would be their top #1 priority. They wouldn't do anything without safety. And then they said it would cost billions of dollars to get it running up to the level that would produce a good amount of oil, but that this investment would take maybe up to 10 years. And they were saying that in 10 years, Trump's not going to be the president anymore. It could be somebody totally different in 10 years. And so they're very scared if they put money in there, they would not be able to recoup their investment because they could either spend billions of dollars in Venezuela or they could just keep spending billions of dollars on their own setup, which they're doing legally over here in the U.S. or wherever they work. So why risk all that money in such an unstable region? It's not like we own Venezuela, the country. The U.S. wants to sell some of its oil, but it's not so simple. So they were saying, you know, there's so many problems in the way. Not only that, but if the United States took taxpayer dollars to subsidize building up the oil in Venezuela, the oil extraction, that would be like the oil companies paying taxes so that the United States could create a competition with the oil companies. Because once that Venezuelan oil hits the market, it reduces the value of all the existing oil in the market. So it's almost against their interests to work with Donald Trump on extracting this oil. They don't want that because their whole network of extractions work assuming that nothing in Venezuela changes, that Venezuela stays sanctioned actually, and that their oil doesn't get transported around the world easily and cheaply. So they'll be cannibalizing themselves if they build out into Venezuela without truly being able to profit. And so there's so much risk involved. The oil companies don't want the Venezuelan oil. So I was listening to executives talk about that in an interview. It was like a super boring interview. But by the time I'd finished listening to it, I was convinced we're not making any money on this Venezuelan oil. Now, it might have been good to remove Maduro for other reasons, but for example, he wanted to work with Russia. He wanted to work with China. He was getting help from Cuba. All the guys who don't like us were in our backyard. And then he was selling drugs. And so there's other reasons to remove him. But it does not sound like the United States is about to get rich on Venezuelan oil, which is what all the internet was saying, all the experts on the internet. Every, guy and girl who's, some political scientist genius like myself, we were all talking about it's for the oil, it's for the oil. But when you really look at it, it's very hard to actually get to the oil. The Venezuelan people aren't going to want to be ruled over by the United States like a colony for 10 years. They're going to want some democratic elections. They're going to want some freedom. And the oil companies have already been badly damaged before after building up oil extractions in Venezuela just to have it taken away by the state of Venezuela. The state government took it away. All their investments got taken away. So it's that's part of the fun of the conversations. All right. Bro is a yapping machine. Can we just unbox Pokemon? Hey, what's up, eSport Insights? So I am yapping. It's the end of the stream. It's almost 1. And currently we're waiting on it. Or actually, it looks like we just received one. So we were waiting on an order because the queue was empty. So I talk more when the queue is empty. So here it is. We have an order from Mr. Jaded. It just arrived. 10 packs of the Nikkei BT01. All right, BT01. You got it, man. Yeah, I talk more when there's no orders in the queue. I have a little fun. Put the cards in the bag. Jump on the One Piece EB1. All right, let's see. You got to buy cards, esports, to see them open. Hell nah, I ain't paying money to low-budget Joe Rogan. Well, there's a very flattering you'd compare me to him, but I don't think I'm like him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bloop, 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 bloop. But I think he's saying you guys got to buy cards so that he can watch them get opened. Listen to him. He's like, chip chop. Get to it. Mister, is there really a Dark Dragonair on the left side of the table? Is there? Let's see. Dark Dragonair. What do we got? Well, not on the far left. Haha, far left. And no, there doesn't appear to be so. All right, eSport, leave a like while you're here. I love me some Joe Rogan. Yeah, Joe Rogan, isn't he like super successful? All right, let's snip this. Yeah, it was, I know, when I was watching the interview, I was actually thinking to myself, who watches this stuff? Why do I watch this stuff? It's so boring. And yet it like sits in my head all day long. I just like fester thinking about it. Oh, the oil might be a bad investment. The oil might be a bad investment. It just like swirls around in my head like an obsession. All right, you ready? Mr. Jaded, let's get some BT01s. All right. It was my first Pokemon card. We might have a Dark Dragonair somewhere. All right, you ready? Here goes. Dark Dragonair was your first Pokemon, really? I started collecting with, I started collecting with Team Rocket myself. Here's this girl here. Ooh. Okay. Jump on the One Piece. Why come here and complain? Here's the blue hair girl. Here's some booty cheeks, some booty cheeks. Look at all these booty cheeks. Okay, there's your Hollow. What do we got here? We've got more cheekage. Konnichiwa. Oh my gosh. I seen it the other day. I think it's a TCC graded one, but I could be wrong. Ooh. TCC graded Dark Dragonair. Is it in the Consignment channel maybe? Okay. Here's this girl in a little black dress. Unless someone bought it. I don't think I sold a Dark Dragonair recently. Here's this girl. Very nice. We've got these two girls. Here's the blue-haired girl. I'll check the Discord and look. And we can keep going as long as you guys want to. What is this outfit? Oh my gosh, man. How do you guys rate Nikkei? Why is Nikkei so popular? Other than the obvious reason that is full of sexy ladies. But I mean, the game can't be that good. Is the game actually good? It's on the table in the middle. Oh, okay. We didn't check the middle. How good is Nikkei? Is it really that fun? Trying to get you some of the sexier commons. Everyone has a different definition of what's sexy, but pretty gigantic boobs are pretty good bet. My mom bought me something. My mom bought something in a store, and I could choose a card from a table. I chose an English Dark Dragonair. Pretty blue dragon back then for me. You know, a Dragonair seemed to always be kind of popular with girls. I remember my older sister, she liked Dragonair. And I know Tammy's a huge Dragonair fan. And so you're describing a scenario where when faced with the choice, you chose Dragonair. It's kind of interesting. You are? All right. I like Dragonite a little bit better. That's for our friend, Mr. Jaded. Thanks for keeping us busy there, Jaded. All right. Jalen, J Sharp, James Gower, James Smallwood. Not a very good name. I'd probably change that last name to Giantwood. Are these all going to be Jared? Jared. Did you say you needed a new bag? I don't remember if he needed a new bag. I think he does. This is a JAC box. He shouldn't be in here. Yeah, okay, we're getting you a new bag. My sister chose Vaporeon, so I'm waiting also for a slab for her. Oh, so now I know you like Dragonair and you have a sister who likes Vaporeon. That's so nice. Oh, wait, mister, I bought it for Tammy. I forgot. Oh, there you have it. So the Dark Dragonair is sold. Now we know what happened to it. This is going to say 1.26, Mr. Jaded. The game is really good. Really. I'm going to have to play it. Maybe I'll make Cares play it. All right. Gooner games. You play a video game and it makes you horny at the same time. That's a very interesting idea. It's kind of like smoking weed and eating junk food. Here's Joshua Ramos. One live costume. Here you go, Mr. Joshua Ramos. All right. Very nice. All right. A 1, a 2, a 3. Boom. Very good. Oh, so lucky. What do you got? Persian. Ah, it looks like a pricey Persian too. Oh, very nice. People like the live customs because they're kind of like breaks, but they're very instantaneous. You know right away if you've got something. And if you don't like it, you can re-roll it. You can say, I don't want this one. I'll take a risk on potentially another one. Here it is, Persian. 225 from, so he went from $25 to $225 with this one pull. All right, Joshua, what would you like to do? Would you like to keep it or re-roll it? It's Persian 10 from Tag. You think about that. Where's my drink? I have a drink. Here it is. You correct, Mr. Price won yesterday. Mr. cut his thumb. That's right. I'm just rough and tumble that way. I think Tammy is referring to the gift from Ivan. Wait, is Tammy here? I didn't even see her. Tammy's really quiet sometimes. Let me refresh on this. It says I'm still on top chat. Why would I still be on top chat? I chose to be in all chat. That's not good. Okay, wow, this is really hard to refresh. There it goes. That's a TCC Dark Dragonair in the 9s and lower channel, if that one sold. Bubba-doo-doo-be-doo-be-doo-doo-doo. Joshua Ramos. What do we do, Josh? Do we re-roll the Persian? Tough choices. Let's see if there's any other orders in the queue. Scooby Buzz. So here's a Gabriel Gallegos. He has an order for 10 Fujibanko Volume 2. Fujibanko Volume 2, huh? I'll get this prepared ahead of time. Is the chat working? Let me jump down here. Okay, my chat is not working. It's working on the phone, but it's not working in the browser. Oops. Let me refresh on that again. All right, there it goes. All right. That's why I couldn't see it. So, thank you so much for that. Give me a second. That was... That was Joshua Ramos. Joshua, I've seen you open a lot of packs and pull tough cards. And look, it just took $25 and a little luck to pull a Persian that's already graded 10. How amazing. I'm telling you, I like the live customs. I like the Poke Shuffles. The problem with Pokemon card booster packs is that you open them up and you just pull 9s and 8s. And you're still paying the full premium for that. Here it is. All right. Now, if only the live customs and the Poke Shuffles held like the top chase cards in them, that's the downside maybe, right? Like there's no Destined Rivals Mewtwo PSA 10 in there. He's too expensive. I can't fit him in there unless I had like a really, really big box and the number of total packs was humongous. So it is possible it would, maybe I should work on that over time, you know? So if I had this really big box of cards that could hold tons of slabs, because you would need to subsidize the really expensive slabs. Anyways, let me get the Fuji 2s. I'll be back. Fuji 2s. Oh, my legs. Oh, my jaw's still doing that clicky shit. What is going on? All right. Ooh. There goes. Lovely. Dear Diary, please have PSA finish my assembly soon. Throwing this away. He said, how many 10 of these? It was 10 of these, right? Mr. Gabriel. Ooh, you're going to get this. You're going to get this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, I should have grabbed 2 boxes of it, because look, there's only 3 left in this bag now. Oops. Okay. Oop. Mr. The Dark Dragonair could be in the left stack on the stream after Ivan. He bought a regular one. Okay, let's see. So, yeah, he did buy a regular Dragonair. I do remember that. And you're saying there could still be a Dark Dragonair on the table. We already checked the left 2 stacks completely. Okay, so I've checked all the stacks completely. He's just not on the table. Is he in the consignment channel? Can anyone check the consignment channel for Dark Dragonair? Because I feel like there might be one in the consignment channel. I bet it's in the box already put away. Yeah, I do that pretty fast. Here it is. And here's these. Ooh. All right, Mr. Gabriel. Ready? What is this outfit? Look at this belly button outfit. Jesus Christ, dude. Some halos. Pretty much only me who calls you that here is. What? Placing that there. Here's these lovely ladies. Wait, why would I put that behind there? There we go. I'm so dumb. Here's a holo. 9s and lower. You're saying it's in the 9s and lower channel? So it could be in the 9s and lower channel. Oh, maybe it's one of those recent abandoned slabs that I priced up. We get abandoned slabs every now and then. And one guy has abandoned his slabs for a long time, like 2 years. And I finally decided to take them down. Here it is. Here's this. Okay, here's this girl. Is she crying? She going, wah, wah, boo-hoo. She's not crying. She's rubbing her eyes. And here's the chicken wing girl. See, what's interesting about her is she really likes chicken wings. And finally, here's a holographic girl. You priced it yesterday. Uh-huh. Here's a little bikini girl, a bathtub girl. Mm-hmm, 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 mm-hmm. 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 All right. I'm going to go ahead and put this away. And I'm going to put this away too. There we go. So Gabriel Gallegos with the G. He says he's ready for a round of shipping. Here's your bag. Lovely. Appreciate it, Mr. Gabriel. I listen whip. Mr. Never listens to me. What? That's not true. Mr. would never give me a blue wrench. It is Gabriel Gallegos. Let me toss this out. Gabriel Gallegos. We are thinking about maybe choosing another mod. Here it is. It's very tough to choose a mod. Did you know that? It's very tough because one of the things you almost don't want is to alter a relationship that you already have with a person in the community. You know what I mean? To get him to listen to you, just got to scream at him a bunch. Yeah, so spamming's very effective. It really is. If I see somebody spam a message, I go, ooh, that might be important. I'll be a mod, says Mr. Tyler. Oh, is this ready? I'm like the little red hen. It's very hard for me to do. It's very hard for me to hand out mod rolls. Here's Gabriel. But I feel like we have a lot of mods, and they do hang out a lot. The only thing I'd have to say is the new morning time schedule makes it so that there's sort of an opening, I think. All right, we're hitting refresh over here. You're right, Mr. You're right. Mr. Don't want my expertise. What? I want all your expertise. Here's Jason Edwards. He'll take 2 of the English prismatics. 2 of the black bolts. Where are my black bolts at? Oh, maybe over here. Here's a box of black bolt. Dang, dude, how many items did I send to the PSA vault? I must have sent a lot of stuff. They're still logging things into the vault. I got another round of cards that are about to be mailed off. Black bolts. And mostly slabs that I want to sell, but I don't think they'd sell very well over here. They deserve to be on eBay. Okay, 1 Terra Festival Japanese. That's my last Terra Festival Japanese, it looks like. Let's go grab a fresh box to replace it. All right. Whoa. I specialize in sales, marketing, and growth. Growth, you say, huh? Yeah. Whoa. Here's this. There we go. Update the consignment slabs on Discord, says Piasu. All right. Throwing this away. Speaking from expertise, y'all really don't want that wrench. There we go. We'll place this over here. I'll be a mod. All right. Usually what we do is we let them hang out. You know, so here's how it works. We let them hang out on the table for a little while, and then when we take them down, we take a picture of them. So you'll want to wait. You'll want to wait until I take them off the table, and then we'll take a picture. Okay. There we go. Very nice. Let's start snipping. You ready? So here's Black Bolt. Mr. Don't Trust Me, lol. No, I've never said that I don't trust you. There's a lot of people who would be a good choice for a moderator, and I'm sort of judging the how badly we need a moderator. Here it is. That's all. We haven't added a moderator in a really long time, like over a year. So that's all it is. All right, you ready? Here's Flareon and Cottony. Look at that Cottony. Oh, I already got in trouble once a long time ago for a Disney PFP. Disney PFP. All right. Cottony, Iron Boulder. What's this? Applin and Ogerpon. He's so not a good pull. How about this Black Bolt? Maybe Black Bolt's good. Here's a Scavalier, Zekrom. Oh. You got in trouble for a profile picture? And here's Petalil and Conkeldurr. Being a mod really can change your relationship with the streamer. Well, it's sort of like, you know, we've had bad things happen. The mods put me on timeout. Really? I don't remember that even. Wow. Look at that. Was the PFP too sexy? Was it Judy Hopps? I'm messing with you. Here's Jason. Let's see. Jason Edwards. You're going to be up here, right? Yes, you are. Thank you so much, Jason. Jason placed a pretty big order there, guys. I think that was $100. We're not done with it. We got to get you 6 Pokey Shuffles. 6 Pokey Shuffles in this order still. Nice little Zekrom full art there. Could be worth grading. Don't forget, my Pokey Shuffles. Have no fear, we're doing them now. All right. What do we got going on? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now remember, guys, the Pokey Shuffles are buy 10, get 1 free if you ever want to go deep on them. Cubchoo, Durant, the Helioptile, the Bird, Matang, and Pharaoh Seed. I'm sorry. That's going to be a tough round there. Tough round in the Pokey Shuffles. There you are. Because then it would look wigged. I'd have to buy less if I was a mod. No, that's not true. Tammy buys a lot. And Mike's side buys into a break occasionally and wins. It's not, you know, people trust it. I don't think they think anything's... Because it's all done right in front of your eyes. So I don't think anyone says, oh, no, that's fishy. All right, we got so many of these slabs left, man. All right, we've got hard-boiled, like an egg. Here's Surrounded. Okay. And here's Capture the Flag. A lot of people wanted Jennifer Yap to be a mod. Remember that? There we go. And there's always a temptation to make, like, let's say one of your big buyers a moderator. All right, this is going to be 24. And this is going to be 24. And this is going to be 20. I like this one a lot. 28. Thank you, mister. It happens. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm Sally. There we go. Were there any ZELLE payments today? There was a Joshua Ramos order. All right, Joshua Ramos. You're going on this ZELLE thing right here. See this? This is a giveaway for guys who use ZELLE. Hey, what's up, Cloudy? Can you shop at other ripping ships if you're a mod? So I've told the moderators this. I'd said not publicly, not under your public moderator name. It would just be kind of odd. Well, like, let's say you did it one time or something. Like, I don't think that's such a big deal maybe, but let's say you were consistently shopping at other ripping ships as a moderator here. It's sort of like if you worked for Coca-Cola, but you were drinking Pepsi every day. It's just like, well, let's just go find somebody who drinks Coca-Cola and hire them instead, you know? So that's just kind of how it is. And I care about that. And I learned that from Coca-Cola. I worked at Coca-Cola, and you could get fired basically if you drank Pepsi. It's not a joke. So if you were on the job drinking Pepsi, they could fire you right away for that. You are? All right. So I say, you know, if you have to buy from this person, you got to do it with a different profile maybe. One of the perks of being a mod is that you get an invite to the monthly mask parade. He means the monthly, what's the word I'm looking for, orgy? He's talking about the monthly orgy party. I've been loyal to you, mister. I really, really appreciate that, NHCC. We are. I don't think I've picked someone out. I'm just thinking about it. When it comes to moderators, I feel like one of the things I've definitely learned is less is better. And it's just a temptation, and that's all it is. We're not 100% sure picking someone out right now. I just, you know, I'm watching to see how much trouble we have in the daytime stream and what moderators are here. Like, for example, Mike's side's here, but I think I'm just seeing Mike's side. The monthly TCC Freak Off. Yeah, the monthly Freak Off. Well, you guys don't know about the Freak Off? I only shop here or in person. That's cool, man. I like that. Yeah, I appreciate that. Anybody who just buys here because you really like it here, I really appreciate that. That's very nice of you guys. And I'll do my best to try to stay competitive on pricing and offer a broad, fun variety of products and maybe just specialty products like these breaks. Just know you can trust me. Heck yeah, dude. I don't shop at anyone's except Mister. They have annoying music and personalities. I think there's some truth to that. I think people do kind of pick a place based off of where they feel that their personality fits in, you know? And I think there's plenty of shops that have virtually no personality at all. There's people that are doing it strictly for money. And, you know, obviously we're all working for money. So I'd show up. If I was losing money, I don't know if I'd continue doing this forever. But, you know, if I wasn't doing this, I'd definitely still have a YouTube channel. I'd probably do like video gaming or something. But one thing you know about me is I really am pretty passionate about the card collecting itself, which is why you see me just constantly picking up new cards. The last card I picked up was this one, and it was like last week. And it took a lot of my money to buy it. It was like $5,000. So that's all my spending money. And but that's it for me. I just continue to collect. Dude, I heard another YouTuber, ZNG, he sold all his Pokemon. And at first you think, oh, that's interesting. That's the first thing you think. But the second thing you think about after a little while passes, you go, I hate that. You're basically a scalper. You are a scalper. There's not a single Pokemon card in the hobby that you would hold on to for yourself, regardless of the money or not. It's like you don't really like the cards then. You just like making money. And I did not like to see that, actually. I didn't like that at one bit. So I think even, you know, guys who seem like sellouts, even they've got Pokemon cards. Even Logan Paul's got some Pokemon cards. Like he's selling his Illustrator Pikachu, but I'm pretty sure he still holds on to some Charizards and stuff. You know, PokeRev's he's got his collection. They've all got collection. You're telling me you sell all your cards? Yuck. That's a big yikes in my book. So, you know, I think that it's important if you're going to sell cards in the hobby, you should like what you're selling enough to keep it. And that goes back to what I just said earlier about, you know, if you work for Coca-Cola, you better not be drinking Pepsi. You know what I mean? So it's like if you run into a Pokemon YouTuber who makes a ton of money in the hobby, but he doesn't own any cards, huge red flag. And maybe he's just good at doing that business. I don't know. Maybe he's a solid, you know. He was involved in that whole, what was it called? The consignment company, the middleman company that went under. He was involved in that. And what was that called? It was like called Gem Mint Consignment or something. I can't remember what it was called. It's gone now. They lost a bunch of people's cards. He was involved in that business, if I recall. And I could be wrong about that. Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, I don't want to spread a false allegation. But then he went on to do the consignment company, and I thought that was really cool. I was thinking at the time, I was like, there's going to be a lot of money involved in helping people sell. It's a great idea. I'm just sorry to see he doesn't collect cards. I actually don't like that. It is Squirtle. Is there a new trade slab? Oh, let me pick out a new trade slab. I'm sorry. Here we go. Let's see. There honestly should be a minimum order limit to help him curb those fees. Maybe he had to pay one of his baby mamas. Nah. You have more volume of slabs. At the end of the day, you have a larger inventory. Concurrent sales and give just a tad of insider knowledge on how the market works. I do talk a lot in the end. I got in trouble with the one guy. He was mad I was talking so much. He's like, hey, you need to shut up. What the? But, you know, I was talking about oil. The reason that subject with the oil, by the way, is so relevant is because if it's truly the case that the oil companies cannot profit off of the Venezuelan oil and they're scared of losing a ton of money, the reason that really is an important issue is because that means the United States does not want to be involved with managing Venezuela forever, kind of like we were doing with Afghanistan. We don't want to be involved with, you know, spending a bunch of money over there trying to rebuild their country for them if there's no way to profit and the oil companies don't want in. So Trump is touting, you know, the Maduro situation as a big win, but the question is what happens next? If we end up just stuck in Venezuela for a long time and it becomes a yucky thing where we have to pull out, all embarrassing again, that's not good. So it's very interesting how that's going to play out over time. And Trump's got to wrap it up in 2 years because then he's out. He's not going to be president anymore. It's going to be some other dude. 2 and 3/4 year. 3 years. So this one's what, 45? So it's going to be $5, 1 in 9. This is a nice vintage Far-Fetched. It's from Diamond Pearl period, which is why you might not recognize it, but it's a Diamond Pearl vintage Far-Fetched Japanese. Really simple card. Graded 10. Hard to grade these. There's the old back on the back of the card. See, they call that old back. And it's a nice card. Mr. Check the site when you get a chance. Oh, Mr. Jaded is back. Let's take a quick look. Hey, nothing drastic. Graded Gem. Oh, it was Graded Gem. And now, correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't he work with Graded Gem? He worked with or for Graded Gem. And that company did not do super well. But that wasn't his company, so you can't blame him for that. That wouldn't be right. But it's like, he's moved on to Z&G. I think he's a good businessman, probably. He's taken care of millions of dollars of sales, and he's done so without any catastrophes, as far as I can tell. I just really think he should have collected Pokemon cards. I don't like the cultural feeling of it. It's like, you know, if you really, really, really think that these cards have some sort of meaningfulness to them, cultural value, nostalgia value, you would want the people who run this sort of machinery for selling it, you would want them to care about them. You know what I'm saying? And I think him revealing that he doesn't care is not a good thing. For the Dark Dragonair and for the Tag 9 Terra Eevee. All right, Tag 9 Terra Eevee. You got it. Let's go find those. All right. Like, he didn't keep one card. How about an ungraded folder? Anything? Nothing? It's like he's saying he's disgusted with it. That's going to say Dark Dragonair sold. And Terra Eevee. We're looking for Terra Eevee. Start looking for this Eevee. We're looking for it in... Oh, there it is. We're going to say Eevee sold. All right. Imagine there's a puppy mill and a guy sells puppies in the puppy mill, except he hates dogs. Like, bro. It's like that. It's not a good feeling. And I don't know. Why would he even reveal that? Like he's bragging about it, like it's a good thing. No, it's not. All right. Let's see. We're looking for Eevee and Dark Dragonair. Here's Eevee. So that was easy enough. What about that Dark Dragonair? Ah, there's the Dark Dragonair. Found it. They were right on top. Nice. Funny you used to say that. I used to sell dog food. Here we are. Okay, put that there. Put that here. People have choices when it comes to consignment. And if you're going to be a consignment company, why would you choose the guy who doesn't even like the thing that's being sold? How does that translate into lost profits too, by the way? Like, if a guy doesn't like the product, he's not going to work as hard on it. Okay. So this is for Miss Alexandra. Ooh. This is a really old TCC slab. Look, that's the old label. So cool. Came out really clean looking too. So what's fun about this card is I personally encapsulated this one. Neat. Okay. I'll grab this. It's really my first card all over again. That's nice. Here you are. It's like if the guy who owned Coinbase himself didn't want to own any crypto. Like, what? Yeah, let me sell this for you, but we don't believe in it ourselves. Oops. Why would you say that? Even if it was true, why would you say that? It's just a bad business decision. All right, very nice. He needs competition. If there's millions of dollars to make doing consignment and you're not even a guy who likes Pokemon, you know what that tells me? You need a competitor. There should be a competitor. I think that the one guy's a competitor. What's his name? Probstein. But Probstein just tried to do his own website, and that kind of blew up in his face. So, oops. So not enough consignment competitors. PSA is a good competitor. You guys know you don't have to send your cards to Z&G. You can actually send it to PSA now, and they'll vault it for you, and they'll sell it for you. So you can give your stuff directly to PSA, and they'll sell it for you on eBay now. And maybe that's the competitor. I don't know. But that's how I feel about it. All right, time to get into this meeting. Then a quick 2 to 7. When all my cards come back from grading, shipping will be so expensive. It won't be too bad. We'll figure it out. Should I open my ETB? Open, open, open. Yeah, if a guy who doesn't even collect Pokemon cards can be in charge of a major consignment company, that means any of you guys could do it. What percentage does PSA take on consignment? So from the looks of it, it seems PSA takes the standard 13%, right? Maybe that sounds like a lot, maybe not. But here's one of the big differences. You don't have to sell the item in auction. You can just do buy it now. And so, you know, a lot of people just put their items into auction, and I doubt they get the full value for their card as a result. Auction's a pretty terrible way to sell, especially certain cards. Maybe not some of the most popular ones, but certain cards are terrible to sell in auction because nobody's looking for them. Just the niche buyers are looking for those. And so they end up having no competition when the bidding begins. But, you know, I think PSA also comes with that brand recognition, too. So it's a pretty powerful selling point, meaning you're probably going to get those sales up because people trust that brand so much. They go, oh, it's sitting at PSA. Okay, good. Then, you know, we like that. It's real. It's safe. You know, eBay takes 13% as well. All right, guys. Well, the whole consignment, by the way, the whole consignment thing going on right now, why does eBay even have that? I don't understand it. So these guys who take everyone else's cards, they get to sell on eBay at a lower price than me. Why can't I just sell my own cards on eBay at a low price? Why do they get a low price? I don't understand. And I suppose it's because eBay's saying we trust that they ship the goods correctly or something. They list it correctly and they ship it correctly. Maybe eBay prefers that because it's sort of like, you know, it becomes a middleman who does some of the work of verifying the authenticity of the cards. I'm not even 100% sure. I'm not. But eBay says they have fewer shipping issues, perhaps. You know, so that's all a consigner is somebody who's figured out how to ship cards really well. And so then they get like what, a significant discount on the eBay fees? It just doesn't add up to me. And so I don't even know why eBay has that. eBay should just make it the same for everybody. Just give us all the same fees so that we can all just sell our own cards instead of feeling like we have to give, you know, these really high-end cards off to a third party that is not the eBay website. It doesn't make any sense to me. It really benefits consignment and no one else. And so, you know, you guys should go open a consignment company. You should start a consignment. Go get your LLC and start offering to sell cards for people or something. I would do it. I do a little consignment, but not much. The style of shop we have here is already set. We do, you know, pack openings and all that other fun stuff. We do breaks. So we're mainly a breaks channel. We're like a mystery box channel. But, you know, if there's room out there for consignment competition, I'd love to see somebody that I know go out there, somebody who really likes cards, go out there and have success with it. But ultimately, eBay, in my opinion, eBay shouldn't even offer the consignment guys lower fees. It should just be about the same. Maybe just slightly lower, you know. Ultimately, everyone should be paying out 13%. There's new eBays that started today. There's new eBay fees that got started today. World War III, me scared. That's right, you got to stock up on Pokemon before it starts. So is it 26% total? No. Okay, so you're a little confused. So the actual fees are just the same as eBay's, just 13%. So it's not 26. The final fee you'll pay is just 13. So I guess what's probably happening, eBay's probably giving PSA a lower eBay fee, the same way it does with all consigners, so that PSA can make some money. So PSA vaults your cards, but it also consigns them at, I guess, 13%. You don't have to do auction. You do buy it now. And they got a great brand. Everyone instantly trusts that PSA brand. So, yeah, it's a solid method to have your cards consigned. And, you know, if that bit of information helps you guys sell some cards, I know you guys got lots of cards because of all the cards we've sold over here. eBay's done a pretty good job for me. eBay's moved a couple of my cards. I always tell people this: you got to be good at selling your cards, not just buying them, so that you know how to prune the tree a little bit of the ones you don't want. Well, guys, it's 1:30, and it looks like we're all out of orders. Thank you, everyone who participated in the stream today. I had a lot of fun with you guys. Got it. So if you don't want to do shipping, it makes sense to just do it through PSA. Yeah, actually, that's a good point. But on the other hand, you got to know enough about shipping to ship the cards to PSA. So it's not complicated, by the way. So you get a PSA account, and, well, actually, I don't know exactly how it all works. For me, they gave me a PSA vault. I didn't have to apply for one. And then they have an address, and the way I use it is without doing any paperwork, without filling out any forms on the internet. They just tell me, put this label on the package and send it in. That's it. So it's not a very advanced system right now, and maybe that's on purpose. Maybe they're still building up like a submission system. But that's it. I just put my slabs in a box, slap their label on it, and send it out. Then they receive it, and they put it into a vault for me, and that vault shows up on my PSA app. So it's worked so far. It's like an experiment. It's very new, actually. So you're learning about it here first. Some of you guys, you're learning about the PSA vault here on our channel, which is why it's so good to be here talking to each other. Mr. Read my last message. Yes, sir. Let's see what you got. Let me hit refresh. Service my last order. Let's see. Wait, is it the 6 more BTS? Oh, you ordered that a little while ago. I'm so sorry. Here, let me get that for you. We're not going to leave. Hold on. We're going to take care of this. I'm sorry. I didn't realize that was a fresh order. It looked like it was your previous order. There it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. My bad, dude. There needs to be a way for the website to highlight if I've clicked on that or not. That would be really nice. You know, with emails, it works that way. If I click on an email, it gets marked as read, so I know it's been done. But I don't have that for the website. I did that yesterday, actually. There we go. All right. All right. So we will have an evening stream. It'll start around 4:30 as usual. I hope you guys will be there. It'll be the Tuesday evening stream. Thank you, Jaded, for your orders today. A little bit slow today. Not too bad, but a little bit slow. That just tells me it's time to start focusing on meeting new people again. We got to bring some new people in. See, people come and they go, and you always got to have a rotation of fresh people coming in. Ooh, look at that, man. That's the cover. I'm not very good at that sometimes. I don't advertise our stream enough. We have this little insulated stream of friends here. Here's this lady with the red hair, and here's this lady with the gigantic bagungas. That'd be an easy feature to add. Just me and my ADD. Here it goes. All right. Wow. These characters have gigantic boobs. There goes Mr. Jaded. All right. If I had a son and he collected these cards, you'd think at first that it'd be like a bad thing. You'd be like, son, what are you doing collecting those cards? But then you'd be like, son, I'm proud of you. Later on when you realize your son's into girls. All right, there we go. Very nice. Very nice. We've done it. Another great stream. We got the consignment cards priced up. We sold a couple slabs. We priced up a couple of the cheap 9s from Tag. We still have some Tag slabs left to go through. Just a small pile of them, actually. We did a lot of them yesterday. I think because yesterday was so slow, we had plenty of time to go through them. Ugh, more 9s. Everything from Tag in that last submission was a 9, basically. Look, those are all 9s. That whole pile was 9s. This right here, every single one. Again, please appreciate the 10s. Look, 8.5, there's a 10. Here's a 9. That one's got to be tested. Why was everything 9, dude? They decided every single card should be a 9. What the hell? I don't know. Again, that does make me nervous. If their grading is harsher than PSA's, we don't want it. Their grading needs to be on par with PSA, not harsher. Oh, thank heavens that we got a 10 on this Mew, though. If we had not gotten some of these 10s, we would have been in trouble, man. We got a 10 on this Mew. Lucky. That's going to help us. How much is that Mew going for these days? I don't know. What's the Mew going for? At least we're going to break even, I think. We got the most important cards got a 10. The holographic Master Chief got a 10. It's a big deal. So this Mew's going for about 409. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. In the United States, it is going for, we want one in the U.S. There it is. For about $550. Oh, thank heavens. Yeah, it looks like we are going to be able to recoup some of our losses here. Not all of them, really, because you have the cost of the raw cards themselves. I think this is a very close break-even scenario. It's too bad. Oh, well. Oh, well, that's how it is. Thank you all. I am probably going to sit down and work on a submission right now. So I'm going to go back to work. Thank you all for hanging out in the morning stream. It's not really morning for me anymore. It's 1:37 p.m. If you had fun, you've got to smash that subscribe button. We'll be back for the evening for the horizontal stream. I'll see you guys there. Thank you all.